Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I pulled up today to watch this ancient historic battle. You know what I'm saying? I needed something for the stream tonight. So we're going to watch this tough battle from almost 15 years ago that BKC shared with me. And this battle evoked a real emotional reaction from me. And thus, I figured we would watch it on stream. And that is why we are here today. So shouts to BKC for sponsoring today's video. Or stream, rather. But we're going to watch this battle. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk with the chat. We're going to talk about that Pokemon champions, etc. And then me and Joey will be streaming together Cobblemon, probably starting around 10 p.m. So for all of y'all that are on that Cobblemon, pull up and play with us. It's always more fun when we have a squad. Let me go notify the server. I was just getting Rambat's Blitz game, but I rage baited myself because the dude had an Archaludon and it went extremely stupid on me. And I couldn't do shit. I had a Pikachu, I had a fucking Pseudo-Wudo, I had an Umbreon. Oh my god. And that fucking Archaludon was just going absolutely giga stupid on me. Body press and Draco and all that shit. Landorus really old as hell. Landorus is an old bitch. Landorus is from 2010. Landorus is an old bitch. Yeah, this replay is the oldest shit of all time. Although Dugtrio was allowed in black and white for quite a while. You could use Doug in black and white up until like 2017. The Dugtrio ban, that shit hit like a storm when it happened. But that was one of the most necessary bans that ever happened. I hated that shit. I hated that shit. Alright, so we got this game, Suicune Lover 44 versus Blue from August 13th, 2011. This is Generation 5 OU, which is a generation I started playing. But I started playing in 2013. I didn't know that Pokemon had a competitive thing going on in 2011. So this shit predates even me. I found Mons when I was like 13, or 14 rather. Well, no, I was Wi-Fi battling when I was 13, but I found PO in 2013 when I was 14. Yeah. But this game predates me. August 13, 2011 is truly insane. I was 12 years old. So, I don't really know what I was into at that time. Well, I had Black and White, because Black and White came out in March 2011, but I didn't know what tournament shit was. But anyways, what inspired me to watch this game is, well, I already saw the game, but I got shared this game by BKC, and back in the day when I used to play tournaments a lot, which is like 2016 or like 2015 to 2020, I used to always troll and I would always say, yeah, back in the day, they used to play against plumbers back in like 2008 and shit like that. And I'm like, and I would always say like the level now is the highest level ever. And so I would always like bait and just say like, yeah, right now, the Pokemon that I'm playing right now is the greatest Pokemon anyone's ever seen. And BKC told me, he was like, no, dude, people have always been making shice plays. And I was like, yeah, but I bet they didn't double and triple and all that shit back in the day. But he was like, no, bro, they really did. And then I saw this replay and I was like, you know what? He was spitting, because this game does have some Lord plays. And look at the date. So, you know, I used to always say that shit just to troll. But it really did make me realize that the game doesn't really change play-wise. Like, of course, there are different strategies that get uncovered all the time in this game as the years go on. Even old generations are ever changing. But, nah, plays, there are always dudes who can hoop. Nah, literally, I thought I invented being shiced. I'm so serious. Yeah. Nah, wait. Blunder really thought he invented being shiced. Nah, dead ass. I really thought that I invented Lord plays, which was crazy. But, you know, sometimes we be disillusioned, gang. But yeah, I deadass. I thought that I was the inventor of being shiced. So that's on me. I'm mad. I'm mad guilty for that. You got shown Wilt's 100-point game and changed your outlook? No, literally. Got shown Wilt's 100. Nah, deadass. But anyways, this game took place before replays even existed. But Showdown is doing some Smogon is doing some restoration project for old games and like turning them into replays. So last year they turned this game into a replay despite it only being like a TXT log file, which is pretty amazing of them. All right, so we got a Gen 5 OU team. Suicune Lover 44 is known as Golden Sun, who was my teammate in the tournament back in the day, like 2016, not 2017. He is a super beast at Gen 3, 4, and 5. Anyways, this metagame, I guess Lander's Eye was around, which is crazy. Like, I can explain Black and White fine. I used to always play Black and White in tournament, but even I wasn't around for Lander's Eye, all right? Which is crazy. But yeah, I guess... No, but back then, there wasn't no Sheer Force. This guy was Scarf Sand Force, which is why Tyranitar's on the team. And Scarf Sand Force Lander's T was a real OP threat. Look at Blue's shit team. Once Stealth Rock go up, we hit in the Sand Force Earthquake X5. And every time Tornadus comes in, it's fucking over. Taking Stealth Rock, getting U-turned on into Tyranitar, it would be a nasty situation. Dugtrio is here because I guess maybe Dugtrio was popping back then, but Dugtrio was always pretty underutilized in Generation 5 up until it finally ended up getting banned in 2017. But that shit was not fire for a very, very long time. But eventually it went on to be proven as broken because trapping is pretty cheap. Wait a minute, Blunder old as shit? No, I'm not that old. And I wasn't around for this battle, so spare me, alright? It's crazy. But if we take a look at the matchup, you can see that Reuniclus Spikes Sand still existed 15 years ago the way it exists in Black and White OU today, which is truly beautiful to see. What is Mew doing here? Sometimes folks would use Mew in Gen 5. Even I brought that shit to the finals one time, and that shit lost and got owned by Substitute Jirachi. She got flinched down. I couldn't do shit. Mew was one of those cheese picks. You basically bring it and you're like, all right, I'm clicking Wisp, I'm clicking Taunt. I hope they can't do anything. And this team is decently weak to Wisp Mew because there's no real burn switching except for Starmie. And burn is 12.5% a turn, which is OP. So keep that in mind. Back then, yes, Arena Trap was legal, so this Dugtrio is pretty nasty. Trapping this Tyranitar. That's the only thing it could trap. Dugtrio had a piece of shit 80 base attack back then. It's not strong as fuck like it is in Gen 7 where it got 100 base. Shoutouts to Ariel772. Hope you're enjoying the stream. When is the next agency merch drop? Soon. A summer drop is ahead. Maybe June time. So tap in for that. What were the stakes of this game? This was a finals, Smogon World Cup finals. And I think the context was that both of these players had won like the big tournament that year. I think Blue won some current Gen OU, which was some Gen 5, and Suicune Lover 44, aka Golden Sun, won Smogon Tour, which means you have to be the best at the 3 most recent generations of OU. So obviously, Golden Sun, aka Suicune Lover, is a little bit more favored because you can be shiced at 1 gen. But when you're shiced at all 3, then you really understand the game. And I would know, as I share the honor of winning Smogon Tour with Golden Sun here. Shoutouts to my ally. Anyways, yeah, looking at the teams, we got this Dugtrio Rain. It's kind of a nasty team. Back then, folks used to run Sub Calm Mind Jirachi, which was buns, but it used to get mad usage. And then this team is just get them all up. Spike, spike, spikes. Blunder was really 20 when Black and White was CG. Yo. Yo. I just told you I was 12 when this game was going on. Yo, what the fuck? I was not 20 when... Nah, go fuck yourself. All right, let's get into this shice battle. There are some Lord plays involved in this battle. All right, so we see Landorus lead off and click U-turn, but it does 27, which is like, wow. That's quite a lot of damage. Polytoad would have always gone Brazy in Gen 5, unless you run into Gastrodon. But the Specs HP Grass, it can happen. Although on this shit team, it's definitely Scarf Toad, because there's not enough speed. Dugtrio is so bad. Triple dicks. Gastrodon comes in on a Scarf Ice Beam. Takes a lot. I guess the Gastrodon is physically defensive. We'll keep that in the back of our head. Ferrothorn comes in as a double to Mew comes out. Why? Because as I just told you, Mew be using that taunt. Mew be using that Will-O-Wisp. You know what I'm saying? So it can stop Ferrothorn from getting up these hazards. I wouldn't say that Golden Sun's team is too weak to the hazards. Gastro, Mew, and Tyranitar are weak to spikes, but Mew and Gastro have recovery, and you just need Tyranitar to trap Starmie one time, and you can make do with the situation. Shout out to Duh Pastry joining the agency. Much love, gang. Alright, so Mew is in here to threaten with a taunt. I believe Wisp comes out. Goes for Wisp instead of taunt. A strong read, knowing that Ferrothorn needs to be chipped away at ASAP. Also, this team can't really break Mew without Starmie being natural cure and hitting enough with Hydro. You know what I'm saying? So Will-O-Wisp does 12.5. Here we see a hidden power grass, which has never existed on Starmie. But BKC told me apparently that Gastrodon was crazy back then, bro. Thundurus was going stupid on everyone, bro. And he told me that Gastrodon, as a result, had a good usage, and thus HP Grass Starmie wasn't that crazy. But I'm going to show you what move this Starmie goes for next, which is... I'm going to show you what move this Starmie goes for in a few turns. And you can make your own judgment, whether this is a real Starmie set, or they... Yeah, I'll just let you see. So here we see a Life Orb Surf. And even with Rain 1.5x boost, Mew is still able to comfortably eat that up. Goes for a Genius Roost, expecting the greedy stay in, knowing they can get some chip. Strong play. Alright, now look what we see from Starmie here. Recover. So you're telling me this Starmie is Hidden Power, Grass, Surf, and then also Recover? And it's into this team? So it only needs those two moves? I don't know. Just something I noticed as kind of fishy to me. But okay, sure. Let's pretend that this... let's pretend that this is a real set. Anyways, this is an insane C-team set. But sure, let's pretend. Let's pretend that maybe this is a real set. In any case, the Mew goes for Will-O-Wisp on the Recover, which is an aggressive play. I don't know if he predicted Recover, which means maybe that shit is a set. But in any case, he expected the Starmie not to stay in and get Roost stalled. Probably went for Will-O-Wisp trying to catch Tornadus. Or Jirachi if that shit was going for Thunder Wave or something like that. Nah, but it was... the Starmie has a pretty crazy set. The Surf, HP Grass, Life Orb, Recover. Truly a spectacle. We see Gastrodon pivot in here on the Surf like a boss. Alright? This shit's a big-ass threat. Lord pivot into Tyranitar. I'm telling you. I saw this game. I was like, look at these god plays. I was like, look at these god plays. So pivots into Tyranitar. HP Grass doing 20 is mediocre damage. Alright? So you can tell that this is a fully specially defensive Tyranitar. We see this thing switch out here. Not wanting to take a Surf. Because if Tyranitar stays in and kills the Starmie, then Dugtrio will kill said Tyranitar, and then Specs Hurricane will kill every single Pokemon once Spadef Tyranitar dies. So for that reason, Blue is more than happy to trade the Starmie into the Tyranitar. In fact, it would be a fantastic trade, because if Starmie dies to Tyranitar, Tyranitar ends up getting trapped. Now Landorus T is a big-ass threat, but if the rain is up, it's not going to have those boosted EQs anymore. So Ferrothorn can probably check it for the remainder of the battle. And again, Tornadus is going to come in and kill everybody with Hurricane. This team is fairly weak to just Hurricane plus Focus Blast. Every Mon can get obliterated. We know the Gastro is Spadef. The Gastro's Fizdef. And we know the Skarmory is also Fizdef. So it's not like they can really take a Specs Hurricane whatsoever. Only Mon able to do it is Tyranitar, which will get blown up by Focus Blast. Also, it's cool to see that the Tyranitar is Spadef lefties. When I started playing Pokemon competitively, Gen 5, all Spadef Tyranitars were Choppleberry back then. Because they had to tank a hit from Gengar, they had to take a hit from Alakazam. So it's cool to see lefties Spadef. That's definitely not a thing in the current day. So, yeah. Anyways, Tyranitar comes in. Mew pivots in, which is a fantastic play because the sand is up, so you don't take shit from Surf. And now this Starmie is getting really, really low. Starmie clicks the Recover here, but Taunt comes out. Great play, keeping the Starmie at roughly 46%. Now, Mew is going to continue to troll and click Wisp. Also, revealing Taunt there just goes to show how aggressive Golden Sun came out the gate. Because look, Hazards could have easily gone up this turn, but he knew that the Ferrothorn is not going to stay in like a bot and try to get up Hazards, which is honestly a crazy play because he didn't lose that much by taunting. But being able to click Wisp means this Starmie, which otherwise owns his team, he could stall down with the combination of Life Orb and a burn. So really, he's a genius. And that was a great play. A lot of players think they can just feel out the situation and let the game drag on. But some players, they be taking it into their own hands as soon as they can. Try to build up many different win paths rather than playing soft and then only having 1 or 2 win paths as a result. All right, so Tyranitar comes in. This thing comes in. Taunt. Starmie switches out. Politoed comes in. Very aggressive play by Golden Sun. Another Wisp. Not trying to be a bot and click Roost. This is a finals tournament battle. The name of the game is that incremental progress. All right? Don't be a bot, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? He is not a bot whatsoever. He does this great Will-O-Wisp on the switch. But, you know what I'm saying? It misses. We see a great double back into Starmie. As Recover is free, and Gastrodon is more than likely to come in. Tyranitar comes back in, setting up the sand here and getting an extra 6% before Gastrodon pivots again in on Surf. Like I said, that Tyranitar cannot stay in and take that 45% from Surf. It'll end up getting trapped by the Doug Trio. Amazing, flawless plays. You see that? To limit this Starmie, which would otherwise kill everybody. Gastrodon comes in. Tyranitar, easy pivot on the Recover. Back into Gastro. Not even risking the Mew. Stays in on the HP Grass here. Clicks Scald for a little bit of chip. Damn. This set is going in. Mew comes in here on the HP Grass. Fantastic pivot. Somehow gets away from the Demon Starmie without losing a Pokemon. A fantastic play. Truly. We see Politoed come in here as Mew attempts to go for yet another Wisp. Now that it's at 100%, Starmie can only do 32%, 34% with Surf. It's not going to win that 1v1. Mew continues to click Wisp. I'm telling you, Mew is the most cheese lord Pokemon you can use in black and white. This is the set even I used back in the day when I used to bring it to tournament occasionally. Will-O-Wisp, Soft Boil, Taunt, and then that nice Ice Beam so you can freeze shit. But really, it's just to hit ground types, get rid of, opposing Landorus in one hit. Mew is pretty strong in some games. I used to have some battles with this thing where it would just 1v1 so many different Pokemon. Like, they really couldn't do shit. They'd have, like, Rotom, Ferrothorn, Tyranitar, and you just sit there and you Will-O-Wisp and you taunt. If you ever played back in the day, this generation, Gen 6 too, then you've probably used this set or ran into this set. And that shit is so cheap to go up against. That shit is so cheap. Shouts to Mew. It can probably still win a game in Gen 5 OU. I just don't know if it really gets usage like that. So it was an annoying Pokemon, though. I guess nowadays people bring more Magikarp shit, like even Clefable has found its way into being used in black and white. And that's a bad mon for a Pokemon like Mew to run into. That's the last thing you want to run into. Then all you can do is click Ice Beam, and that's just not going to do anything. But this Pokemon can always put some work in black and white. It's a fishy Pokemon, but nah, it's pretty shiced. Shouts to Mew. It got used in black and white this SPL. Who used it? What game? I've seen Nasty Claw Mew used before too. That shit's pretty ass, but I like the enthusiasm to bring such a Pokemon. All right, Politoed comes in on the Wisp, so even though Golden Sun initially missed the Will-O-Wisp, he's able to get it the next turn. A great play. Tornadus comes in on Will-O-Wisp. Pwn. All right. So this guy just made 2 Lord Reeds back to back. Caught the Toad, then knows that Politoed is not going to Hydro Pump into Gastrodon at 34%. Even though the Gastro is that low, he makes a Soul Read and Will-O-Wisps again. This Mew is going Rambo. Politoed burned and at half. Tornadus, the biggest threat on the opposing side, burned on the switch. Only the most aggressive and progress-making plays over and over again. Truly something to behold. You can never get lazy in a battle, or you'll lose. Remember that. Shouts to my guy Chimpack with the 34 months. Chimp, let me see some appreciation for my guy Chimp in the chat. We need that next Pokemon Jeopardy. I need to be on that next Pokemon Jeopardy. Pokemon Jeopardy, best series on YouTube right now. Torn is Gem Acro, right? It's over. Fuck no. This shit is Specs Hurricane in the rain. Acrobatics. Acrobatics is truly crazy. So Tornadus comes in on some greedy shit, right? Comes in on some greedy shit and gets burned. And now, I mean, the Mew does have a decent amount of bulk to where it can live a Hurricane. Like, it'll do like 75 to 80%. So Mew can stay in and click a Roost here to feel out the situation. Otherwise, the switch in is Tyranitar, which, if you get U-turned on, Dugtrio comes in and traps, which is an L. And no, I mean, there's not really, none of these Pokemon can take 2 Hurricanes. Like, Mew and Reuniclus and Skarm can all take 1 Hurricane, but that's about it. What made Torrentee broken in Black and White? Because it had Regenerator, and it was faster than everybody. So it would literally just be spammed on Rain teams. You got to remember, Rain and weather as a whole in Generation 5 is permanent. So Tornadus T would just have Choice Specs and Rain. And there were people running Dugtrio teams as well. In fact, it was extra egregious with Dugtrio. You'd see Politoed, Tornadus T spamming U-turn against Jirachi and Tyranitar, and they'd go Dugtrio and trap you and kill your Tyranitar. Then Rain would be up the whole game, and Tornadus would just click Specs Hurricane. It was very cheap, and it was very, like, no skill. Yeah, Dugtrio was a infamous weather team pick on Rain and on Sun, because both times they want to trap the Tyranitar, so their weather is left up. Sun was literally not usable without Dugtrio, because otherwise they would get farmed by Heatran. And Tyranitar was obviously a big threat too, but Heatran would just go stupid on Sun, unless you had a Dugtrio to trap it. So Dugtrio did a lot of good for weather teams back in the day. But anyways, Tornadus gets Will-O-Wisp. So in this position, it's like, what do you really do? Do you Roost? Roost it off one time just to scout out the situation? Do you switch? Not trying to risk that, not trying to get confused. I think the safe play that a lot of players would agree is just to click Roost. Because this Tornadus came in. It's likely Choice Specs. It's about to get off a hit. So it's definitely a tough turn for both sides. Overall, there's a couple of Pokemon Blue can pivot into if U-turn is clicked. If Tyranitar comes in, that's perfect. Dugtrio can come in off the U-turn. If Gastro attempts to get sacked on a U-turn or Hurricane, Tyranitar comes in, you still have the opportunity to trap it. So it's a big turn. However, what I saw this next turn was unbelievable. So first, the Wisp into the Toad. Caught the Toad, stayed in knowing the Toad, even though the Toad is Choice Specs, knowing the Toad is not going to Hydro Pump, which would have blown the Mew away. Wisp again on the Tornadus for a second burn. And then I saw it. The Skarmory came in on the U-turn. A perfect hedge. A perfect hedge. Knowing Skarmory can get sacked to Hurricane, but if the aggressive U-turn is picked, it hashtag covers all options. Genius, if you will. Starmie comes in. A big brain play happens here. Skarmory stays in on Surf. The second I saw that the Skarmory was staying in on Surf, I knew that the only play that could have came out was Brave Bird. And Brave Bird does come out, and it gets a critical hit, which definitely did matter, as I have played Starmie versus Skarmory too many times in black and white. Brave Bird does like 50, 52. That shit does not do 56. I know that for a fact, so that crit mattered. So, a tough crit as the Skarmory tries to sacrifice itself to the annoying Starmie. And you know, no hazards go up this game as a result, which is definitely annoying for Suicune Lover, but it is nice to get away from this threat that was just going absolutely bonkers on his team. Starmie is able to pull off one kill on the Skarmory, but it's an assisted kill, if you will. So, Skarm goes down. A strong play overall, Golden Sun. That was a high IQ trade. Somehow evading Tornadus' powerful Specs Hurricanes, getting in the Skarmory to pressure in the Starmie. Nicely done. However, I figured out the right play 15 years later, and Recover should have been clicked by Starmie. So, I just hope that's something that both of these players consider. Sorry, guys. Had some time to review the VOD footage, and yeah, my play's better. I figured it out. Shout out to my guy GG for the $5. Legit question, you guys would say often CTC made that team. Has CTC really made all those teams? He really did make all those teams. It's not a joke. 47.1 to 55.5 is the roll. Alright, so that shit did live, and that crit mattered. Poor Starmie. Extremely pwned. Alright, so these two double down. What would I go to here? Probably Ferrothorn like a boss. Nah, I'm too tough. Alright, Landers comes in here. Yeah, because you know Landers is coming in. It's time to get them rocks up. Okay. Damn, you turned it a nice amount. Nice 18. Tyranitar comes in here. Damn. On the spikes. Okay. Is that shit gonna Fire Blast? Double back into Mew. On Power Whip and dodge. Nah, Shiest outplay. Why did he go Tar? Just to get the sand up ASAP, I guess. Alright, let's see. Mew comes in on the Power Whip, which is an easy dodge. Mew also covers a potential double to Dugtrio or something like that. I've tried to catch the Fire Blast. Politoed comes in here on the Taunt, which is fine. Politoed is slowly but surely taking all that burn damage. It's taken 5 rounds of burn damage thus far. Tick, 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 Politoed. Soon you're gonna die. And that's gonna be an absolute fucking mess. Alright, so we taunt on the switch to Toad. Gastrodon comes out on the double to Tornadus. Gastrodon, unfortunately, you gotta go to Hurricane. A great double to Tornadus, by the way. Great double. The Politoed can't stay in. Even if Ice Beam is to be clicked and Gastrodon is to be killed on the switch, Tyranitar would come in afterwards, click the fastest pursuit of his life, eliminate the Politoed, and thus winning the Weather War for the remainder of the game. And we just can't have that happening. In Black and White OU, weather matters more than anything. You want to be the one in charge of the Weather War. And when weather is permanent, you got to really make that shit last. Otherwise, if they get up their weather against you, you just let them open up all their techs against you. You're fucked. Alright, so Tornadus comes in here, clicks Hurricane, blows this shit up. If Tyranitar comes in here to Pursuit, Dugtrio is still capable of then trapping said Tyranitar, and then something can happen once Infinite Rain goes up. Ferrothorn is still at 94%. Calm Mind Jirachi can potentially hatch through Reuniclus, because it has Thunder in the Rain to paralyze, and then if it's Psyshock or whatever the fuck, it can win 1v1 rather easily. It gets way more opportunities to crit fish than Reuniclus gets. You know what I mean? That pre-Sun and Moon burn felt like a death sentence. That shit felt like a crazy death sentence. That's why Keldeo used to be broken back in the day, in like Generation 5 and 6. Because if you burned the Amoonguss or the Latias, whatever the fuck the switching is, it's 12.5% per turn. You're goobed. You're extremely, utterly goobed by the burn. Burn was always really cheap. They really cooked when they made burn go down to 6.25%. That was one of the most genius what's it called, changes that they swapped back in Generation 7. Because up until then, it was just hell to play against a Mon that can have, it's like Salt Cure chip on a Pokemon. 12.5. Think about how crazy Salt Cure feels now as being the chip of 25. But it is what it is, man. Burn back in the day, it was a true death sentence. All right, so we see Landorus coming on the Tornadus because this is basically the freest U-turn of all time. If Torn wants to stay in, doesn't matter. You just U-turn into Tyranitar. You get a free 30-something% on the Torn, all things said and done. This Landorus is getting close to an Earthquake sweep. However, Sand would have to be up. Otherwise, Ferrothorn is definitely going to beat this. Also, Jirachi at full can take an Earthquake as long as it's in the rain. If the Sand is up, Jirachi might not be able to stomach the power of such a move. What is Sandforce? It's 1.3x? Nah, shit is cheap. Shit is definitely cheap. But yeah, okay. So we got Landorus versus Tornadus. We all know U-turns happening, but Ferrothorn is still fairly cheap. A nice U-turn out. Back into that piece of shit Mew, which has been slowly but surely 6-0ing everybody. Yeah, that Starmie going down to Brave Bird, that was too hasty of a surf. Recover was certainly the play. Too hasty, now paying the price. Short-sighted attack. Scarm wasn't even a threat. Alright, Jirachi comes in on the taunt. That's nice that Jirachi was able to come in on the taunt there. And Blue knew that it was going to happen that way. Because, honestly, taunt is fairly free into the remaining team. Jirachi is not some automatic win condition, alright? Wisp versus taunt, it really doesn't matter. Both limit Jirachi in the end. Alright, we're going to see a Wisp here as it misses. Mew clicks Flash Cannon, which I guess was like an anti-Tyranitar move. Back in the day, when I used to see this shit, it was Thunder plus Psychic, or it would be Thunder plus Water Pulse. Water Pulse was always extremely LARP, but it was like some shit back in the day. Scrubs would be like, oh man, what if I paralyze them with Thunder and then I confuse them with Water Pulse? They're fucked. So that's how noobs used to think. So we used to see a lot of Thunder X Water Pulse back in the day. It's true though, it's true. People used to run that shit all the time. But Water Pulse is quite literally fucking garbage. And I always liked Psychic. Because, like, Water Pulse hits, like, Heatran and some ground types, but you, like, need the rain up. I don't know. I never really liked it. But it had its place. It had its place in the metagame. People really used to favor that set. Maybe they were getting mad confusions, and I just never got confusions. Maybe I was robbed. Nowadays, I see some Shuka, Icy Wind, Stealth Rock Jirachi. That set came about a few years later. The mixed Stealth Rock Jirachi. That shit is damn good. That shit is damn good at keeping up the rocks. And Hidden Power is broken in Gen 5. It's 60 base power. Alright. Jirachi's in here. Clicking Flash Cannon. Goes for Wisp. Tornadus pivots back in on Wisp. Alright. So now Mew finds itself in a similar position as earlier. I believe it was this turn where the Tornadus was a little bit healthier. But as you can see, since this moment 10 turns ago, Golden Sun made a great series of plays which allowed him to trade Skarmory, rather useless, into the Starmie, aka the biggest threat. So the Mew, despite being able, like Tornadus is able to beat the Mew 1v1, is still able to scare the Tornadus out overall. Because Tornadus doesn't want to stay in there and end up getting trapped by Tyranitar later on. So they kind of check each other in a way. Deep philosophical gaming, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. Taunt comes out. A great turn, as I said. Gastrodon in on the double to Torn, a fantastic double, not allowing Politoed to get trapped. Because if Politoed gets trapped, it's extremely over. Gastrodon has to die. Gastrodon versus a Rain team going down that early. It's a fantastic trade. Most players at this point would start pissing and shitting themselves, thinking, oh my god, I just lost my Gastrodon into Rain. I am a bot. Politoed's going to beat me. However, Stay strong. Never give up. These are things that we teach here at the agency. All right? Suicune Lover 44 refuses to give up. Landers comes in for the free U-turn like I said before. Ferrothorn takes some chip. Mew comes in to hit the quick taunt, make sure that no additional spikes go up. That Ferrothorn can get burned later anyways. Jirachi misses the Wisp. Blue knows that Mew is incentivized to keep clicking Wisp and 1v1ing the entirety of the team. So Tornadus is able to pivot in one more time here. But again, that shit was at 88. This is now at 52. Be careful. So there's a number of different plays that can come out here. Hurricane is probably going to do, well, this is at what, 80%? So this is at 86. Hurricane, like I said, it does roughly like 75 to 80 something percent to this Mew. If it gets Confusion and Mew dies, it could be a nasty, nasty world. If Tyranitar comes in on what could be Focus Blast or you... Actually, why did this shit... Actually, maybe not. I was going to say, would you Focus Blast here? I guess Focus Blast doesn't make sense versus U-turn. Because if you Focus Blast trying to catch Tyranitar and you miss, it's like, oh, fuck. But if you U-turn catching the Tyranitar, that's more guaranteed because you can safely go Doug Trio. Because I was trying to think, what would I do here if I'm Tornadus? If I'm trying to catch the Tar, would I just be like, all right, whatever, I'm going to go for Focus Blast and hope so? But I guess if you're going to predict that, you might as well just U-turn. Because Focus Blast into Mew is just as bad still. And you can be wrong here and U-turn into Politoed one time. Because you're still not dead. You still have the burn turns to work with. I'm not saying that it's fine to get the play wrong, but it's not an instant death sentence to get the play wrong. Also, I forgot to put the poll in the chat. Why is nobody liking the stream? We need 300 likes on this stream right now. We got mad heads watching this beautiful analytical stream. Maybe I should have been a teacher, low key. All right. Anyways, Tornadus is here. Ladies and gentlemen, what would you do here as Tornadus? Are we letting that Hurricane rip? Or are we just trying to get the most damage we can on the Mew? I didn't know Will-O-Wisp had 24 PP. I thought that shit had 16. Will-O-Wisp was a truly nasty move. But then again, you got to remember it's 75 accuracy back in this generation. AKA horrible. Horrible. All right. Watch this play. We see Hurricane come out. It does 65, which is less than I thought. But Soft Boil is a fine play to make to hedge it out one time. So Mew actually ended up taking that better than I thought. 65%. This Mew is from fucking hell. I don't know how this shit is capable of tanking hits on every side of the spectrum. But then again, when you have 404 HP, shit is really troll. So Hurricane does a shitload, 65%. You know what I'm saying? 65%. So now this Mew is confused, right? So it's definitely incentivized to switch out. You stay in on another Hurricane. You hit yourself, you die, and also you're losing HP each turn. So the switches are either go Tyranitar, hedge it out with another Roost, which is fairly risky, and Mew does solo the remaining Pokemon, or you go Reuniclus. I go Dougie here, or you're going to make that Lord double. You're going to make that Lord double into Doug. Anyways, what would you do, ladies and gentlemen? In such a crazy... Let me put this shice background music on. This battle.mp4, or it's .mp3 rather. I forfeit. The stakes are too high. Nah, that shit got too tense, right? I'd Uber Eats something? What the fuck? Anyways, watch this. Mew confused, right? Tornadus switches out, trying to catch the T-Tar. Double to Doug Trio like a G. Also knowing that if the Mew does click Roost, it's fine. You can hedge that by switching out the next turn into Politoed. Aggressive play, trying to catch the Tyranitar. However, the greatest play of all time comes out. And I don't know what mind control. I don't know what mind control he was able to administer. To not even click Roost, but to click the Will-O-Wisp on the Switch. That's why when I saw the game, I was like, damn, BKC was right. I did not invent being shiced. There were dudes out there in the finals making God plays. Because you can go for the roost hedge by staying in. But to click Wisp, that's like going for the true kill shot. You know what I'm saying? When I saw that, I was like, whoa. Whoa. I had to take a second. I was like, did he really just click that shit? Damn. And it's not in the battle, but I saw the actual like log from 2011 where they actually played. And when he hit this Will-O-Wisp, he wrote in the chat, yes, in all caps. And you know what? I've done that shit before too in a finals game. So really, me and him are 1-1, alright? This guy's too shiced. I know that feeling. When you get the Lord play in the end and you type yes in the chat, you're just so pleased. Nah, Blunder, he's more shiced than you. Nah, deadass, he's more shiced than me. Nah, he's literally more shiced than me. I really thought that I invented mind control. Get the fuck out of here. I could feel his aura from the screen when I saw this replay. Deadass. Deadass. I saw this. I was like, damn. This was crazy mind control. This guy actually beat my team in SPL finals. I played him in SPL finals in 2016. And I won for my team, but our team lost. But yeah, this guy's a known threat. He's just shiced. He's just shiced. But yeah, he was actually teaming with CTC that year, 2016. So yeah, they beat my team in the finals. Even though I won in the finals. Like a boss. But my team was not as strong as CTC's team. His team, they had a lineup of straight killers. And they fried us in the finals. It was bad. Shout out to Bone Cryptid. Much love joining the agency. So does Dugtrio getting burned just mean it can't beat Tar anymore? Yes. Unfortunately, Dugtrio is a weak piece of shite. So it will not be able to handle the Tyranitar 1v1 anymore. It already wasn't really able to switch into any attacks, of course, but now being burned, losing the potential focus sash, Doug is truly cooked. We see Stealth Rock go up here as Mew hits itself in confusion. We knew the Dugtrio was Stealth Rock though, because the Ferrothorn revealed to be Spikes and then didn't go for Stealth Rock, which it obviously would have if it had it, because it would have meant Landorus continues to take chip. Anyways, rocks are up. We see Earthquake come out for 20. The Dugtrio's Life Orb Stealth Rock, which just goes to show you what kind of technology they were living with in 2011. Sure, there are Lord plays, but let's not pretend that that technology is the technology we got today, because Life Orb Dugtrio should be a war crime. That is some A1 bullshit. No sash? You must be out of your damn mind. But it also explains why Blue was so hesitant to attempt to bring this Dugtrio in for the majority of the early game. Because if it was sash, we probably would have seen more aggressive pivots into Dugtrio, knowing you can afford to be wrong and get down to sash. But this shit being Life Orb was a true head scratcher. Life Orb Dugtrio is, I don't know. I don't understand how you could ever think that that's the way to do it. When was Lando I banned? Lando I was not banned until Black and White 2 came out. And it got banned from Black and White 2 like a few months before the generation ended. Lando I existed for a very long time in Black and White. In almost the entirety of the generation's lifespan. Lando I got unbanned. It got banned with sheer force, right? No, yeah, Lando I existed up until the last few months of Generation 5. Sand Force was not considered broken. But Sheer Force? Sheer Force was a whole different beast. Sheer Force was a legal technology. Shoutouts to that show one time. What a fucking beastly Pokemon. Anyways, we see Mew slide and go for soft boiled. Too easy. Suicune Lover's Force is already too sheer this game. Dude, Suicune Lover 44 is an idol of mine after such a game. Like, I knew this guy was shiced, because like I said, when I started playing tournaments around 2015, 2016, he literally beat my team in the like his team beat my team in the finals, and he played one of the best games ever in Gen 3 OU, which people still talk about to this day. And he got hacks to shit and lost his game to a last turn miss. But to this day, whenever people talk about that game, nobody ever brings up how he lost. They're always just like, oh yeah, he outplayed every single turn and then got hacks the last turn to lose. That's how people bring up that game. It was one of those games that sticks with people after they see it because it's such a beautiful, beautiful work of art. I know I'm glazing, but truly, I was humbled when I saw this replay. Because I really thought, yeah, man, back in the day, they wasn't hitting no double, triple, hezzy, etc. I really thought I came in here and I invented all that shit. How foolish of me. How goddamn foolish of me. Alright, so we see Mew hit the soft boil. Dugtrio kills itself to Earthquake. These are rage Earthquakes, knowing that I just lost the game. Fuck. Alright, next in comes Politoed. Mew stays in and soft boils on the Spec Surf, which crits and instantly OHKOs Mew. But not the end of the world by any means for Suicune Lover, as they know Tyranitar can come in and trap this shit. Politoed attempts to switch out. Crazy attempt. Tyranitar's always clicking Pursuit there, as Surf never kills, and then the next turn they would just die together, having Sand be the final survivor. We see Flash Cannon come out for a measly 22%, which was actually fucked. Fire Blast does 45. Go Tyranitar, go Tyranitar. Fire Blast comes out again, burns the Jirachi. Just burn, burn, burn in this game. And then it's gonna kill the Jirachi with probably Pursuit, yeah. So yeah, nice Flash Cannon, super effective. Tyranitar's too fucking hard body. This shit was so bulky and annoying back in the day, bruh. Alright, Fire Blast gets clicked again. Fire Blast get clicked again. Tyranitar kills that with Pursuit. Tornadus comes in, clicks Focus Blast, knocks that shit out. As Landorus T. No, Reuniclus would come in, yeah. Clicks Calm Mind on the switch. Focus Blast. Shit lives with 3%. Goes for Whip. Recover here. On another Whip. What's the item on this shit if it's not lefties? Shit's Colbur Berry? The fuck is this? Probably Colbur. Hurricane comes out, but it's over anyways because Landorus kills this shit with Scarf U-turn at this range. And that is the end of the game, as Suicune Lover 44 is able to pull it out. Despite HP Grass Surf Counter Team Starmie, truly an incredible battle for the ages. It's not every day that you're able to see such a battle, ladies and gentlemen. You need to be grateful for the opportunities you get. You know what I'm saying? I rated this one a 9.1 on IMDb. Alright, it was a pretty good game. In fact, it was a fantastic game. Gave me a look into just how mans used to be moving back in the day. Like I said, the technology, it might be better now, but they could still hoop back then. They were still some ballers. Let this be a lesson. Let this be a lesson to all. What was the Gen 3 game? Yeah, I can find the Gen 3 game if you want. I remember this game because, again, this was against my team in the finals, where I had a Shiest Lord win, but that's neither here nor there. Here's the Gen 3 game. This time, our protagonist, February Stars, that's who our protagonist is, as that is Golden Sun, aka Suicune Lover 44. This guy plays on a different username every time. I guess it allows for the aura farm. Versus Ojama, who was my teammate. Great teammate. One of the strongest players I ever teamed with. This is a very long time ago. I still have fond memories of this very tournament, as I was in 11th grade at the time. But my team was too fucking tough. Fisherman Bastion is so funny. You a real OG, Ghost Malone. Wonder how many games do you think someone needs to play before becoming a top player? I don't know the name, but I mean, I don't know the amount, bro, but you're gonna need a lot. You're gonna need a lot to get all those reps in. You can get good fast, but it's still gonna take a lot of games, is what I think. If as long as you play a lot, you'll be good. All right. So it's Gen 3 OU. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I can explain the team compositions and predict the 6 for you. I also don't remember some turns of this game, but I do remember a good amount of this because I think I saw this shit when I was like out with some friends, and I saw this shit live. Like, it was just a nice day in April, and I remember I was like, oh, John was playing. I had an Android phone back then too. I didn't even have an iPhone in 2016. I had some HTC piece of shit. I remember my phone heating up, but I was like, nah, I gotta see this shit. We're in the finals and bro's about to play. All right, Skarmory leads off versus Mence. Turn 1, Fire Blast comes out and fucking burns the Skarmory, which is extremely lucky. Extremely lucky. As Skarmory clicks Protect, gets its leftovers back afterwards, and is able to come back. But now the Skarmory is on a timer and can be dealt with later. Blissey comes in. I always run Skarmory and Blissey on the same team in Gen 3. Why? Because they get shit done. Alright? A nice, fat, balanced composition. One of my favorite cores, real shit, in Gen 3. We see a Thunder Wave come out. Great click. I would have clicked the same damn thing. We see Body Slam come out. That was a tough turn for Skarmory. It's a fine trade to take all of that damage, as long as you don't get burned, because you can come back later. You're even able to protect, get back the HP. It was a fine play to stay in with Skarm, but getting the burn, not easy. Tyranitar comes in, needs to get up the sand. One of the best ways to deal with Snorlax teams is just to get up the sand, although sometimes they run some cheese in the back, like a Rain Dance Zapdos, or some shit with Rain Dance. That way, their Lax's leftovers is actually able to heal HP, instead of sand chipping away and negating the lefties. Alright. We now see a switch into Suicune, as to not let Tyranitar get free damage with Rock Slide and or Focus Punch on a full para. Dodges the Rock Slide. Tough luck, Golden Sun. Should have used HP Rock, I guess. Blissey comes in again on the Calm Mind. You already know what Blissey's clicking in the face of this coon. You gotta click T-Wave. We see Clay come in. Ojama always had the same nicknames. Lax, Coon, fucking Clay, Mence. This guy was the shortening king. He always just, you know, had to make it a little stylish. Clay? That shit is not Cassius Clay. Anyways, what do we see next? Gengar comes in here on the Rapid Spin, and this is where the burn matters so much, because the Clay Doll reveals itself. Also, Seismic Toss over T-Wave, great play. A bot like me would have clicked T-Wave in hesitation, hoping to stop the threat in front of me. But great awareness by Golden Sun, knowing I can just T-Wave the next turn. Who cares? True. Who cares? Suicune, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Calm Mind, Ice Beam, Sub. I don't know. Anyways, Gengar comes in here on the Rapid Spin, and again, this is what matters so much. The Gengar has to go for this read of coming in on Rapid Spin versus Psychic, and Golden Sun would not even need to get this play right if he had a non-burn Skarmory, because he could just go to Skarmory on Rapid Spin, recover 6% from lefties, Spike, recover another 6%, Protect, recover another you see what I'm saying? This is why the burn was too ridiculous. Too ridiculous. But in the face of adversity, sometimes we have our strongest moments, ladies and gentlemen. So great play by Golden Sun, pivoting into Gengar on the Rapid Spin, to then go Starmie on the Psychic. Zap comes in as Hydro Pump misses. Poor guy is not able to connect a move this battle. Blissey comes in on the Tox. Nice Tox. What would I click? Seismic Toss? Instead, we see the switch into Tyranitar on the T-Bolt. Takes no damage, though. Seems to be a very, very, very specially defensive Tyranitar. Sheesh. Rock Slide on the switch to Metagross. Shit does 12%, which lets you know this Tyranitar has no attack investment, because what the hell is 12? Swampert has to pivot in here, but Toxic is clicked. A great Toxic by Ojama. A great Toxic. Getting the Swampert poisoned is great. Needs that shit chipped down to ASAP. Nice Ice Beam on the switch, but the Zap is fully Spadef. No damage. Switches out here. Not trying to get hit by an HP Grass, but Ojama goes on the aggressive. Another Toxic. knowing that Blissey is sure to pivot in, and the Swampert cannot risk the HP Grass possibility and get lured in and owned by that. So a nice play. Alright. Snorlax comes in on T-Wave. Did they have refresh pert technology? Oh yeah, people used that bullshit back then too. Okay. Earthquake on the switch to Tyranitar, but this Tyranitar is extremely bulky. EQ into Clay. I guess Golden Sun just wanted damage if there was a crazy stay-in, or if Metagross pivoted in, he wanted the most damage. Clay is a nice switch as long as it doesn't crunch. Alright, it's HP Bug, which does a shitload. 59 is crazy. We see Mence pivot in here, covers the... Oh, wow. Earthquake. Wow. So he really thought Metagross was about to pivot in on HP Bug. But Ojama tried to go Mence instead, which was a great play, knowing Rock Slide is never going to happen. Is Aroma too greed with 2 natural cures? I don't know, because when I run my Rest Swampert team with Blissey, I mean, I have Aroma, and I also have a Celebi natural cure on the team, and I still run Aroma. Nah, you can never go wrong with Aroma Blissey in Gen 3, in my opinion. But it's super nice if you have the Rest Swampert, obviously. And I love Rest Swampert. Rest Curse Swampert can beat OJ if he's able to keep the... If February Star is able to keep the sand up for the Snorlax so it can 1v1. But it's tough. If you run Aroma Therapy Blissey, your set is T-Wave, Seismic, Aroma Soft Boiled. So you can get bullied by Taunt, Will-O-Wisp, Gengar, which can end up burning and 1v1ing your entire team as a result. But having that special attack Ice Beam, ooh, you got Gengar getting chipped, and then if you have the special attack invested Blissey with Ice Beam, you get rid of the Doug Trio, ooh, that's also a very nice feeling. Alright. Anyway, Salamence pivots in on the Earthquake. Metagross comes in here as Gengar comes in. I guess he wanted to catch the Brick Break, which makes sense because Brick Break would also hit Blissey hard. And then Gengar lives any attack Mence can go for, threaten back with Ice Punch. Nice play. We see a Will-O-Wisp here. Alright. Sensible play. Ojama goes into Lax, which is definitely walled by this shit. Yeah. Now, this shit's definitely walled by Gengar. Tyranitar pivots in here on Fire Blast. Nah, Life Read. Life Read. Life Read. He knew Ojama was going to try to catch the Tyranitar the turn before, but that's why he had to make that Lord Read and bait out the Fire Blast. Nah, extremely owned. I'd get mad if my opponent did that to me, low-key. Earthquake on the switch to Suicune. Nice little chip. Shouts to my guy, Mr. Zangler. I see we're doing our reps at the agency Congressional Library today. Research makes an agent wise, educated, and sharp. Shouts to Mr. Zangler. Everybody better lock in for these games. Alright, Rest. Damn. Great plays. Great plays, Seismic Toss, and then getting the Rest turn extremely correct. So that Skarmory is able to get the Whirlwind. Despite the fact that the Skarmory was burned. Which begs the question, why did Ojama not just go for it earlier in the game if he was going to go for it on turn 30? However, I guess he did set himself up a bit better, as Blissey is marginally weaker, and the Swampert is toxic. So, good play. I thought he would just stay in on Blissey earlier on in the game if that was the case, but overall he did end up chipping the team more, and he got a toxic on Swampert. Spikes goes up as Skarmory is able to kill... Metagross is able to kill the Skarmory. Gar is back to go for Wisp. Just go Lax. Yup. Alright, goes for Wisp. Yeah, he can't risk getting Click T-Bolt on the switch. Otherwise, he could end up losing his Snorlax right then and there. Tyranitar comes back in as Clay doubles in. Nah, go Gengar. Oh! Nah, extremely owned. Extremely owned. Alright, Ice Punch is free. But instead he goes Starmie on the Psychic. Alright, maybe that shit's not Ice Punch. Otherwise, he probably would have gone for it. Great Starmie. And now Hydro Pump is not able to be switched into. Lax is going to die to 2. Ice Beam. Oh, why did he Ice Beam instead of Hydro? Nah, he definitely should have Hydroed. I guess then he'd have to hit 2 Hydros, and he didn't want to play around that. But nah, he low-key should have Hydro. Goes Gengar on the Paralysis, because it can 2-hit KO this shit with T-Bolt, and Fire Blast only does probably like 30%, if that. Ends up missing the Fire Blast, so it's robbed of some chip. Nah, we never losing that Spikes pressure, my boy. Nah, deadass. When Spikes go up, we never letting those leave the field. If I went through all of that to put up the Spike, I got the rest turn correct to get the Whirlwind off, despite going down to burn. And then I reapplied the Spike. You best believe the Spikes are never leaving the field. When I get the Spike up, that shit is staying for the whole game. Alright? We need that shit up. Alright. Clay comes in here to threaten with Blissey out with Boom. We see Starmie come in here on the Rapid Spin, so the Spike finally leaves the field. So even though I talked all that shit about how we never letting those Spikes go off, Golden Sun did let those Spikes go off. But you know what? He fought hard to keep that shit up, and he should have had a Skarmory alive for the whole game. This is why I love using fat shit in Gen 3. I use this team myself, but I use a Celebi and an Aerodactyl over Gengar and Tyranitar. I think it's ABR's team. And I get the goob mileage out of that shit every game. Always stall in Gen 3. Free dubs. Skarm literally got burned turn 1 and had done more percent than anyone on Golden Sun's team. Skarm truly my #1 in Gen 3. You know what? I don't blame you for such an opinion, gang. Skarm is by far one of the best Pokemon in Generation 3. My big 3 personally is Aerodactyl, Skarmory, and Blissey. Those 3, they're just too clutch. They're too good in the clutch. Shout out Mr. Zangler for the 1 gifted. Thank you so much, boss man. Shout out to Skarm, man. What an amazing and ever-performing Pokemon in our game. Truly one of the best. Okay. So Starmie comes in here on the Rapid Spin to threaten with the Hydro Pump. Hits the Hydro Pump on the switch to Suicune, but Ojama is more than happy to take 2 PP away from Hydro Pump there. Mence comes in on the T-Bolt. I guess Ojama was just trying to see, okay, does this have T-Bolt or not? And unfortunately for him, that shit is T-Bolt. So he does some pivoting around to get Metagross in without taking the most amount of damage. Unfortunately for him, his Salamence does get paralyzed, which is definitely frustrating to deal with. Let's see. Belizard is my favorite Gen 3 set. I've seen Charizard. Actually, I saw a tournament replay recently where Belly-Drum Charizard 6-0'd in Gen 2 OU, and it was very nasty. It was very nasty. Alright, Swampert pivots in here on a potential explosion, but Ojama knows better than to go for the explosion that hastily. We see a double into Gengar, a nice hedge by Golden Sun, knowing that Suicune could potentially come in to burn off its final rest turn, or a quick explosion could come from Ojama, just hoping to net the KO on the Swampert. So Gengar covered all options there with the ability to T-Bolt. Zapdos pivots in on Wisp. Great Wisp. I would have Wisped as well, expecting Claydol to come in. Great Wisp, knowing that Suicune cannot risk staying in on T-Bolt and being 2-hit KO'd by that. Truly a great game. Who played the Gen 2 game? If you want to see that game, it's Lavos versus BKC, Smogon World Cup 2018, I want to say. Yeah, watch that game. Okay. We see the taunt come out here as Zap attempts to go for Rest. Although using Rest Zapdos without spikes, but Ojama used to not run spikes a lot of the time. Couldn't be me though. I got no skill. I'm throwing them shits up as soon as I can. Tyranitar doubles in as Suicune ends up pivoting in. That was a nice read by Ojama. That was a great read. I'm greedy. I might have just T-bolted twice. Get rid of that Zapdos right then and there. Alright. Suicune attempts to burn off the second turn. Now Clay comes in on T-Bolt. Nice little pivot. Wisp right here, knowing Psychic is tankable. And it is. It does 55. But this is a good play by Golden Sun because now Claydol's attack stat is halved. It means Blissey can actually live Explosion. Great double by Ojama, knowing that Metagross needs to come in here and start applying damage with EQs. Another EQ has hit the Swampert. An additional 25% chip on the way. Rest? No rest. Instead, Gengar pivots in again, trying to cover that Earthquake and that Explosion. This thing does not have Ice Punch, so it has to switch out. In comes Tyranitar. Zap is soon to die to Rock Slide as Metagross pivots in. Great play. No need to sack your Zapdos just yet, especially because you can rest later on. Tyranitar stays in here on Meteor Mash and dies, and Metagross gets an attack boost as Blissey now comes in. Blissey got to click that Thunder Wave if it wants a chance at beating the Metagross, but the shit gets another attack boost. However, bro kept that shit in the back. Some shit you could have never expected, my boy. Counter Blissey? Nah, Sway. I remember seeing that shit live, and I was like, no, bruh, because Ojama was my teammate. I remember seeing that shit live, and I was like, it was like the wind got knocked out of me. I was like, bro, we've been hacking this whole game. We just got the double attack raise. And obviously, when I was watching the game live, up until this turn, alright, so like literally, I was watching this game live at the time, right? It was like nail biter because all finals games are nail biters when it's your team. And this turn right here, as he gets the second attack boost, I was like, oh yeah, we fucking did it. Hacks this guy. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. And then I saw counter and I was like, it doesn't matter. We getting all that hacks and bro's still going too brazy. Crazy counter. Lord preparation for this battle. I have to bow. So yeah, this bullshit is Seismic Toss X counter. Nah, that was literally some call the ambulance, but not for me type shit. That's a truly perfect way of putting it. Nah, but Blissey's fat ass eats that +1 shit like it's nothing. Suicune starts getting spammed by Seismic Toss. Ojama's team is giga nonsense. I think Claydol has Rain Dance or some shit, and you're supposed to get up the rain, and then Snorlax and Suicune can Calm Mind without having to worry about Sand Chip, but man, this team is whack. Alright. Suicune is in here burning off turns. Swampert clicks Roar. Despite Swampert getting toxic, that shit did live forever. Suicune pivots back in as Blissey comes in. Blissey does wall this Claydol now that it's burned, so that was a good trade. Zap can sometimes run Rain Dance too. That's a fact. I actually had a team like that. Doug Trio plus Rain Dance, Zapdos plus Curse Snorlax. Yeah, I guess it could be Rain Dance, but would it be Rain Dance toxic? I mean, I guess you only need Stab maybe when you have toxic for the grounds. Swampert pivots back in on the rest to get the Roar, but tick, tick, tick. That poison damage is doing damage still. He's still taking 6% each time over the course of 2 turns. Mence comes in here, pivots into Blissey as Suicune pivots right back in. Same shit as last time. We got to spam those Seismic Tosses, click T-Wave, get the Swampert in on the perfect turn, and then click Roar, or it's lights out. This is why Blissey's so fucking good in Gen 3 and in my top 3 of all time in Gen 3. So we see a rest come out here. That gives Golden Sun the opportunity to bring in his Swampert and get this shit out of the way ASAP. But again, shit's at 34, soon to be at 28%. Little by little, Suicune is wearing the team down. Stay strong. Stay strong. We see a pivot into Gengar on the Dragon Claw. That shit only takes 36, but promptly dies to sand. Great turn by Ojama. But overall, why the fuck didn't Golden Sun just click Seismic Toss? Brick Break does no damage. Yeah, low-key, I don't understand that. Why didn't he just... Why didn't he just go Bliss? This shit's paralyzed, so even if a Brick Breaks on the Switch, you can just soft-boiled. Maybe he didn't want to risk like a Brick Break crit, but... Yeah, maybe he didn't want to risk like a brick break crit. That's the only explanation I can think of as to why Blissey did not come in. That shit might have lived a brick break crit though. Oh, in case the double to Zapdos came out and he clicked rest? Nah, you're thinking of some third eye plays that even I didn't think about. Damn. Damn. But I guess it's also because, yeah, if the Suicune comes in... Oh, no, this is for good positioning. Nah, you're spitting in the chat. You need Starmie in because it's the only way to immediate pressure Suicune. And you got to reset the sleep. Nah, that makes perfect sense. Salamence comes in here. I mean, Starmie comes in here. Nothing can switch into Ice Beam. So you got to sack that shit. In comes Suicune. T-Bolt does a strong 43%. As Suicune is able to click Calm Mind here. I believe we will see another Calm Mind. Ojama makes a good play here. Goes into Swampert knowing the rest is coming. I mean, yeah, Golden Sun makes a good play. And now he has finally gotten the 1-up on this Suicune in the sense that he's going to roar it on the first turn. Meaning it's going to have to burn off a sleep turn at least once versus the Starmie. And the Starmie is now ready for that action. Roared out. In comes Claydol. What does he do? Does he go into Starmie here? Oh, he Earthquakes. Okay. EQ. Okay. But this thing just burned off its turns. So T-Bolt gets clicked. Yup. But even if Suicune clicks rest here, it's going to get 1v1. So the Starmie he put himself in the perfect Starmie sweep position by getting the 1-up on the roar. In comes Clay on the T-Bolt. Still more than enough T-Bolts to beat Suicune though. Goes for Hydro Pump. Fucking misses Hydro Pump. Gets the explosion. Kills Starmie. And then Suicune is able to 1v1 and bro forfeits. And that game was insane at the time because he played his balls off. He played his balls off to not lose to this Suicune. But as we all know, sometimes shit ain't fair. Sometimes shit ain't fair. Crazy game. Crazy game. So this is a pretty iconic game that most players remember around this time. Because this was just such a well-played game. But unfortunately, he missed the end pump. This game only got this far and was only this close and good of a game because the Skarm got burned. Otherwise, this team would have been promptly farmed by Spikes plus Protect Skarmory. Like, there's no way to even do damage to it over the course of the battle. But it was an amazing battle overall. Would Surf have KO'd? Yeah, but Starmie runs Hydro. Although, on the teams I have offensive Starmie on, mine have Surf nowadays. But Hydro gets the Oko on Tyranitar, which is kind of shiced. So, it's like a give or take thing. But missing a Hydro is so bad. Also, bro, you really want a Hydro Pump against Aerodactyl as it rock slides and almost flinches you? But Hydro's big for killing the fucking Tyranitars. But I have a Mystic Water Starmie team I got from a friend with max special attack, Surf, Ice Beam, T-Bolt. And then I think the last move is Psychic to catch Gengar, which is pretty nice. Starmie so frail that missing Hydro is such a tempo loss. Yup, I would agree. I would agree. But yeah, this was probably like the first Gen 3 OU game back in the day I saw that I was like, yeah, they really be up to some shit. They really be up to some shit when it comes down to Gen 3 OU. They're not playing. 10 years ago, they had some time. I could probably show you guys another old replay that comes to my mind as a quality replay. Let me think. But yeah, this was these were some fucking Lord plays. But this game right here, this was really the one that I watched it, and this shit low-key made me addicted to competitive Pokemon again when I saw this game. I used to always watch tournament games. Watch the GSC one? Alright, fine. But don't tell BKC that I showed you this. But just know this happens to everybody at least once in their career, and it's obviously happened to me before too. Were the previous gens harder than today? No, I don't think you can make that claim. I think every gen is unique in its own way, and I think every current gen is the hardest gen when it has its time as current gen. And I think Gen 9 is probably the most intensive current gen. You have to keep up with it so much to stay good. Gen 7, I could literally take a 9-month break and come back and be the best. Same for Gen 6. Gen 9, you take that long of a break, you can low-key become washed and fall out of meta trends and whatnot. Every gen takes some skill. There's no gen that's like objectively harder than the other gens by any means. There's gens with less information, so it feels like less taxing, but there's Lord plays in every gen. Like, the worst thing you can do with Pokemon is completely swear off a gen, because every generation has some hype moments and aura. That's a true fact. Alright, I'll show you all this bullshit. BKC versus Lavos. Old ass game, 2018. Me personally, I wasn't online during this. I had just won Smogon Tour a few weeks ago, and so I needed to go talk to some girls that summer instead of playing Pokemon all day. So I missed all the tournaments this summer, and I don't really remember what happened. But I remember I came back and I saw this, and I was like, damn, BKC. Alright, anyways, let me show you what happened. Toxic on the switch. Lovely Kiss. This is like the worst turn that can happen to somebody, by the way. They go Hard Cloister on the Lax, thinking Body Slam's coming out, and they're getting up a Spike. And then you get Lovely Kissed on the switch, and then you can't get up Spikes for the remainder of the battle. So this is like a true like 9/11 in terms of Pokemon. You like fucking hate when this shit happens. Raikou comes in to catch the Zapdos double. Nice play. Toxic on this shit too, but it doesn't matter because it's going to rest it off later anyways. We see Lavos go for a Thunder, hoping to paralyze the Raikou and then hacks it later. Probably rest here. Yup. Stay in just to see if it's body slam or double edge. Body slam comes out, picks Thunder and gets a para immediately, which is nice. In comes Rhydon's cheap ass. I think the way Rhydon works in Gen 2 is you try to paralyze everything and then Rhydon goes dumb. Also, BKC has a Moltres because he's hipster like that. Nobody using no Moltres. We see this staying on Earthquake as it tries to wake up, but that shit ain't happening, player. Starmie double on the Skarm. Pwn. Heracross comes in on Surf. Heracross be running some Rest Talk Megahorn. It's a pretty troll set, but it is capable of sweeping through some teams. BKC's team is extremely weird. I ain't never seen this 6 together, but BKC always gotta do some shice tipster shit. That's why he's a GOAT. Alright. We see Thunderbolt as he sleep talks Thunder and gets a full para, which is low-key mad lucky. But BKC makes an absolute god play here and clicks Toxic on the switch to Rhydon and gets it, thus neutering the Rhydon for the remainder of the game. Truly a lord. We see the EQ on the switch to Skarmory. That's right. Rhydon completely handled. Zap Cannon comes out, though. What the fuck? Yeah. As Umbreon comes out. Every time I see Umbreon, I know something cheap's about to happen. That Zap Cannon was insanity, though. Oh my god, Joe's calling me. Let me finish this replay. And then I'll join the call with him. Get ready for that Cobblemon. In comes this, that Forgive Me Lord. Oh, that Zap Cannon was crazy. They need to give Golem Rapid Spin back. Oh, anyways, Shice Counter comes out. So, even though this got toxic, Lavos got what he needed out of it, which was that shit out the way. Because that thing could have won with Megahorn spam. Zap Cannon dodge again, which is nice for BKC, because this shit is a big ass threat. Another Drill Peck, little chip. Little chip. You see the Raikou come out. Wait, but look at this turn. the Charizard comes out as the Raikou comes out. Because we've already seen Toxic, T-Bolt, and Rest, Lavos knows that the Raikou is not running the Sleep Talk. Belly Drum comes out. Oh no. Oh no. Skarm, you better hope you dodge this move. Oh no. And wait, hold on. It's Generation 2 OU where everybody's max EVs. It's over. So Charizard pulls up, goes absolutely ape shit. They exchange GGs already, and that shit goes dumb and kills everybody. I remember watching this shit and I was like, what the fuck? Since when is Charizard a Pokemon? Nah, high-key BKC's team is buns, but pretty crazy play. I've lost to a Moltres before in a Gen 3 game I played, and it was a tournament game. I want to say this was 9 years ago, and it was Sunny Day Solar Beam Moltres in Gen 3, and that shit whooped my ass, bro. I got fucking obliterated. It clicked Sunny Day and all resists were getting cooked. Like, it was really nasty. It was really nasty. I don't have the replay anymore. I mean, I could probably find it at some point, but yeah. Shouts to my guy Jimothy in the chat. Nah, I got absolutely cooked. I got stomped out. It was a tough game. Now, these teams are crazy though. To this day, I don't think I saw Charizard after this point. But yeah. I mean, it's just a setup 6-0. This shit happens all the time. But it was crazy to see that, because I was like, do people really use Moltres? Like, is that really a thing? But I mean, not Moltres. Do people really use Belizard? Is that a thing? But looks like that guy is actually shiced. All right, so that shit was actually too crazy. All right, give me a second. Gen 2 Charizard has aura? Nah, it definitely has aura. I've used Charizard in Generation 3, and it was like decent. Flamethrower, HP Grass. It has a great speed tier. It's also really strong. There's not too many consistent switch-ins. I actually had Focus Punch as the last move. But yeah, I've always taken to Charizard in Gen 3 more than anything else. I mean, it's not like it's gonna really be a consistent Gen 1 or Gen 2. It's cool that it's an option though. Alright, let me put this in the title. We're hitting that Cobblemon. IMO and ADV Moltres got more aura. No, I would agree with you. Nah, playing old gens getting fucked up by a Pokemon you haven't seen before is mad tilting, because you really just get blasted, and you don't even know that the Pokemon is capable of that. Like, I'm telling you, when I saw this, I was like, what? Charizard? I didn't know you could do that. Fly high, Charizard. Fly high. Alright, let me join the call with my good friend Aim.
Would you like this malware?
What's up, bro?
I started sending them Skype. That's how you know. I started sending them Skype. What's good, bro?
Just hopping on the amazing server.
I was talking about how you know how people get Discord, like they get hacked on Discord, and they'll be like, hey, can you try my game? My friend made it.
Oh yes, that's like a classic. That's a classic one. Where
it's a classic IQ test, but like,
no, that's, yeah, because I've gotten that before. It's like, hey, bro, I just made a new game, but I can't upload it anywhere. Do you want this random zip file? Just give me your email, bro.
If you ever got hacked, look, if you ever get hacked and something like that, just know the greatest Pokemon mind of all time, Mr. Jamvac, got hacked. Okay, so just know it's not just you.
Nah, that's not.
But I was telling them that you know how normally you just block them when you figure that shit out.
That's definitely not a good defense. That Jam, aka the most hackable man in the world, got hacked.
Yeah, Jam is really bad with technology.
Not really bad.
Like extremely. For the longest time, he could not join Discord. For 3 years, he couldn't join Discord calls with us because he didn't know how to assign his mic on Discord.
Jam is insane.
And he would blame all of us. I just want to let you know, he would blame all of us.
Jam is damn stupid. Shouts to my boy. He's a goat.
Thank you. Yeah, see, Marcus, if you hack me that way, that's why I'm always in call when you send it.
All right, let me.
No, I was telling them that how you know how you usually block them and move on. I got this guy to block me because I started sending him shit.
Oh,
And I sent him Skype and all this shit. He got real mad.
Joe started sending mad cat gifs, and the guy just couldn't take it anymore.
Bro got mad.
Said, all right, I've had enough of this shit. Mr. Jambo was 40 before computers were invented. Hey, yo, lay off my goat.
Please, please.
Swave got hacked 3 years ago, and the hacker still runs his YouTube channel to this day. Swave is literally AI.
It's my guy.
AI. Swave.
I've been around catching Pokemon. I was talking about champions and some things. By the way, what naming theme should I go with Mono Dragon? Shrek theme.
Let me go check what's been built.
The first dragon I think about when I think about dragons is Shrek.
Also, shout out to everybody
happened
who
to
pulled
you
up to watch the tournament stream. Do let me know in the comments of this VOD or in the chat right now if you know any other great games of the past that you'd like me to go over on stream, because I always have a good time watching some, high stakes content.
How good would a physical steel water type mon be? I mean, Empoleon was physical steel water, but it didn't, even with Swordsdance, its moves were kind of weak and it didn't really have a lot going for it. So it would have to have a good chunk of, first off, it would have to have speed if you want that to be good. And it would have to have attack, like water moves are always going to be good, right? You'll have your liquidation, waterfall, your wave crash, whatever you get of that. But you need a good steel typing, and you also need something secondary to be able to hit opposing waters as well.
Now that typing is really shish though.
We do have a poison steel.
It's a
Reverum.
It's a goated defensive typing though.
Oh, we need poison ice. Ah, my favorite.
Yo, I'm late. Can we rewatch? You can rewatch, big homie.
We need nice poison ice. What would a poison ice type like? So like ice moves are some of the scariest offensive moves in the game, and then poison's always poisoning you, pissing me off. But poison and ice don't help each other out, so that mon would need like earth power. Oh, it'd be defensive poison ice. Oh, we talking about some cap.
Poison ice is happening. I actually just got a call from Game Freak, and they're repurposing Mega Dragalge. Ice poison is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Invest now. It's gonna be a Dragalge summer.
What are we investing in?
A Dragalge coin, which I will be dropping soon.
Drag coin.
Let it be known.
Every arc in Pokemon that was good. I liked watching Sun and Moon when it first came out. Battle Extras mod? I mean, this is, I already have this one on Curse Forge. Have you been watching Tubi since they added full seasons of the old school cartoons? I haven't yet, but I will. I heard.
Where are you at right now?
I'm just running around catching mons that I see.
Oh yeah, I was up in my decks.
Wait, Tapu Koko's locked for 1 minute and 4 seconds? Wait, does that mean I can catch it in 1 minute and 4 seconds?
Blender, do you know a Gen 7 tournament game, CTC Oko to Magirna, turn 1 with Electric Z Coco? You're going to have to refresh my memory more of what else happened in the game.
It was Z Wild Charge. I remember what they're talking about.
He did it?
I remember that. Somebody did that.
I did that in a game, but I don't know if it was me who showed it. Like, I don't know if bros talk about me or if... Because I don't even remember CTC playing any Gen 7 tournament games like that. But it might have been a game.
It might have been... It was. I mean, I know you definitely did it. Mega Golurk on Trick Room, any chance of being good? If that boy gets adaptability or any boosting, like super strong boosting thing that will boost its Poltergeist and Earthquake, yes, it can be very good.
Golurk
actually taking over
Golurk definitely can be good because its dual stab is incredible. Ghost ground coverage is extremely hard to resist.
Beautiful resistances too. Like fighting and rock and like and electric is really nice.
The base power on those shits is so strong. Also, the Mon's defenses are very good. They're like 105 now. So it's going to trade 1v1 into most attacks.
Jolty. Thank you for the donut, by the way. I'm happy you're able to use your shiny Wimpod. I love the bug types. Araquanid, Golisopod, and Lokish are some of my favorite bugs. Leonard, you should review that. Thank you, Jolty. You should review that 1300 turn game if you can find it. It's interesting content. Trust. Low key, Blender. I'm serious because I assume you just was that one replay you watched in your stream? Just one? Was it?
No, I watched 2 games. I watched.
Oh, it was 2 games, about an hour, right? So you really went in depth on that. I really think your viewers would like a nice little 4 or 5 hour VOD. Thank you, Emerald Miner. I appreciate you. 4 or 5 hour VOD. I'm not even like there's no sarcasm, no jokes behind this. Of you reviewing that game and how it all matters. Obviously, there's some there's some turns that go on autopilot, right? But then there's always those strong games that happen where like randomly turn 1187, they decide to fire off attack, which ends up changing the whole course of the game because they've given up an extra PV.
I truly respect your opinion, but nobody wants to watch that shit, and neither do I.
I'm right there. I'll be there.
And neither do I feel like sitting my time watching
Type
fucking
7
Stall
in the
versus Stall.
chat.
No, how
Type
about
7 in
you
Blunder's
type
chat.
7 and Joe will record that bullshit for you.
No,
because
type
I have
7,
negative
7,
interest in that shit.
Type 777
No.
and look
Why
in the
are you
mirror with
signing
the
me up
lights
to
off.
watch
Say
some slow-ass
777 in the
garbage?
mirror
If
and
you
let Blunder
want to
know
watch that
you
Stall
want to see
bullshit
him.
and fake that shit, you do that shit. There is
Go
no
watch
shot
that,
of my
Blunder.
life.
You can really tell them the GOAT.
No, that shit is.
Blunder, I have multiple
That
chats
shit's
on
a
my
waste
stream,
of
and they're
my
all saying
IQ.
777. They really want you to do this.
I would never do that. I would never.
I'm not gonna lie, you're letting down my family if you don't do this.
Nah,
And my
Cap.
family doesn't like being let down.
I'm bringing up your family. Matter of fact, and
You're actually weighing them down with this, and this is something that
no, bro.
they're really.
You want to know my story? You want to know my story with the 1,000 Durn Blissey game?
It's Tapu Koko. But yes.
Where's Tapu Koko? I'm trying to catch that shit.
Come here, TV.
All right, but
Somebody's catching an Ultra Ball right now.
So that longest game ever, that longest tournament game ever, this shit happened in 2016. I remember what happened because I was watching that game around maybe like 6 p.m., right? And I was in my first year of college. I was living in dorm. And I remember watching that game. I was like, all right, these guys are still playing. Fuck that. I went to a party. I came home late as fuck that night, 1 a.m., like 1:30 a.m. I was mad. Like what's it called? Tired, and it was a college party. I was pretty drunk. I remember looking on my phone and I see that they're still playing, and I was like, "What the fuck? Am I watching a replay or something?" And I looked closely on my phone, and that shit was still going at 1:30 a.m. And my jaw dropped. I really didn't know if I was just seeing things, like if I got too wasted, and I was like, "Huh? Am I just seeing the thing that?"
You remember Jamvad?
No, that shit
in
was real.
World Cup when he played that 100+ turn game. I think versus Finch with Magneton. Was it versus Finch that was 100+ turns or whatever?
All his games are 100+ turns. He's
okay.
you're
right. You're absolutely right.
Let's slow bitch.
Let's just assume it was versus. Jam, or it was versus Finch, right? I was at Macy's, bro, and when you go in Macy's, that shit has no connection. So I would be refreshing that game while walking through,
there,
bro.
Joe. I've really been there. When you walk through the store, that's a dead zone, and you're like, "Fuck!"
I'm trying my best to watch this tournament game. I rooted for my boy. It takes 2 minutes to load up, and 20 turns in. I refresh the damn screen. 33 turns in. I'm like, no, Jam loses. No, it's not letting me start a battle with it. I'm literally trying to catch it too.
That shit high key happened to me when I was trying to watch one of CTC's tournament games, but I was on the subway going somewhere, and I was like, fuck, can the subway just stop at one of the stops so I can refresh and see what turn we're on? But that shit was a long, like 8-minute one before the next stop, so I missed most of the game. It was most sad.
It'd be a fleck at that. Oh, I caught it. I'm about to catch this Coco finally. Why is it not?
No, the replays.
Hello?
The replays I watched today were really shush though. Nothing but Lord plays. Shouts to Black and White.
I'm okay with the pressure stall thing.
One of the best generations.
Why can't I catch this guy? Hitbox might be on the ground. Okay.
3, 4, 5, and 5, 6, 7 might be the
the
GOAT trios of like competitive competitive gaming.
The pressure thing is gonna be interesting. Nice. Caught Tapu Koko.
What pressure thing?
The PP being lowered, so pressure being broken as shit.
Oh yeah, pressure does win as a result.
Yo, if Suicune's in that game, bro, I'm bringing that every tour game. Suicune Corviknight.
Deadass you are.
Thank you, GOAT.
But do know that Suicune is now lacking on protects. This is not the same. This is not the same Suicune. Remember that.
That's true.
8 protects is not easy. You got to really make that shit
Discord
count.
just said, the chat just said, hey, fuck you, man, for me catching Tapu Koko.
Wow, what's wrong with catching Tapu Koko?
There's only one that spawned.
I love the Gen 5 vids. You and CTC play versus each other. Bro, that guy never wants to ever play old gen. I hit CTC up sometimes. I'm like, load up that old gen. He's like, I don't have the brain space to care about those old shite gens. We on Gen 9 now. He just loves Gen 9 too much.
It's my GOAT. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Again, Suicune also having no protects is pretty whack, but like, I think Subcom Mine Rest Suicune will be, with Skull, would be better than Protect anyway.
No, I would agree. Protect is about to be phased out if there's only 8. This is a great.
That's what I'm saying.
This is a great question. Not to get political or anything, but will Weavile be good in Champions? It'll probably be outclassed by Chen Pao.
That's, I mean, I think from like, were you thinking from like a doubles perspective or just in general? Or like or just singles? Because obviously I don't think Champ is going to last. Hey, McDeezy. Hey, Noobish. I don't think Champ will ever last.
No,
Thank you
I assume
much, Bob Pyre. I appreciate you.
it's talking about dubs. But if talking about singles, then yeah, Weavile's pretty good.
I think, remember that Weavile? Remember, was that you who played that tournament game where the guy had sub Aerodactyl, sub Weavile, sub everything?
Nah, not
I'm
me.
chilling, Noobish.
If that shit was me, I would for sure remember that. That's a crazy thing
There,
to play.
there was a tournament
I
game where
believe
the
it, though. I
dude
believe
pulled up
it.
with all the legendary dogs, Weavile and Aerodactyl.
Oh, wait,
and it was lead
I
Aerodactyl.
know what you're talking about.
Yes.
You played that shit.
It was me?
You played against that shit. I'm almost
sure, bro?
certain.
I don't think I played against that.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I
Though.
watched it. I don't think I played against it. I remember that.
I
Yo, this is the most annoying
100%
thing of all
know what
time.
you're
I swear it
talking
was
about.
you who played against it.
I swear I didn't, but I know what you're talking about. It was Staticus using it, and it was Arrow plus 3 dogs, plus another 2 pressure trolls.
Dude, it was like lead Arrow.
Yeah.
And then it had leftovers and Stealth Rock. It went for sub and
It's actually
Rockslide.
such an insane pull that you remember that, because now you're like, it's like a fucking like, oh, like I'm like remembering that shit, and I'm like, oh my
Dude,
god, how did he?
The reason I'm remembering it is because the Weavile was sub SD.
I've used that. I've used that.
Sub Protect Crash knockoff.
I've used that in Gen 8 with grassy terrain. Sub SD Protect Icicle Spear. Oh, bro, it PP stalls everything. It PP stalls Pex.
Yeah, it's really good. You PP stall Fable and stuff. So like when you're talking about Weavile,
you PP stall fucking Clef. Heatran gets PP stalled too because they're all Magma Storm.
Yeah,
easy PP stall.
Yeah, that's why when they were talking about Weavile, I was like, I think that set has potential now with all attacks going lower. Like it's crazy how much Earthquake goes from 16 to 12 is big, bro. Like, that's huge.
Shoutouts to my guys John and Casino Bambino in the chat. Much love for the bits. Megapod should
that Game Freak wants to nerf
just to make Scissor unemployed. Joe, what do you think they're gonna do for Megapod? You have any prediction on the ability?
Tough Claws, probably.
Okay.
Right? I think Tough Claws makes the most sense.
I don't mind it.
I'm also, I mean, we saw what Regenerator did with that demon. Especially with it getting U-turn. What is this? Is this a walk-in wake? Oh, thank you so much.
It's a walk-in wake.
It's a walk-in wake. Let me give you. I have a shiny belt.
Sarah Ledge with Sharpness, Shadow Claw, and Bitter Blade. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
Well, the leak said Tough Claws. I'm gonna do it. I'll do a whole stream on that leak, even though I think some of it's fake. But I mean, who cares? The fun stuff is talking about the leak.
I think that shit is dead ass real, and I think that we are gonna have a lot of those. Like, I think only like very few of those are real. Source of my gut, but
thanks, man. I do have a Discord. I just made my Discord. You can hop in there.
Thunder and Joey are like Rain Man for random showdown games. Nah, seriously. Seen too many games over time. Sometimes them shits just be coming to you like random visions.
Do you think Mega Meganium is going to be Ubers? Absolutely not.
Hell nah.
Do I think it's going to be solid? Yeah.
Grass type ain't ever going Ubers, my boy. Unless it's Hearth Flame, which is a fire type first.
Or Celebi in Gen 2.
Gen 2 doesn't count.
It's my go.
Nah, tell them to unban that shit from Gen 2, Joey.
Or Skyman.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. All things 20 years plus old don't count.
But they still got it.
Yeah.
We're basically the Skymans of Pokemon.
Nah. I'm Lando I.
Lando I? I guess you're Lando I. I'm Skyman.
Yeah. Yeah. I pulled up in 2013 when Lando I got banned.
Lando I got banned way before 2013, bro.
No, it didn't. It got banned at the end of Gen 5. Right before XY came out, it got banned.
I thought it got banned way before on PO.
I don't know. But I know for certain we were playing with it on Smogon. And because it was in all the tournaments that summer.
That's fair. I used it. That's fair.
Yeah, you used it too, probably. That shit's so shiced. In Gen 5, man, that shit, every game, Focus Blast into Rotom 80%. I remember that.
Hey, Ike.
CTC used that shit literally every single game.
I don't think Lucario Z gets Prankster. I think it's one of the fastest mons of all time.
They should give Landorus L Create. All right, I'm gonna put in your 2 cents to Game Freak that you need that.
L Create is crazy.
No, we can make that happen, gang.
L Create is crazy. Dude, your sword crap is insane. Oh my god, Oh my god. Yo, look at this Blunder, come to me. Look at this Kyogre.
Wonder who is the oldest known competitive player, as in has been playing
Hey,
for the
Snake.
longest time. There's definitely a good amount of players who started in like 2009 that still play and compete. The I think the answer to your question is this guy named Fear. He's a really strong battler. He's considered to be like one of the top 2 or 3 Gen 2 OU players of all time. But he started playing in '06, and then he took a gigantic break and then came back for like 2020-ish or 2018 or something. But probably him. Because he started in '06 and is still extremely good. So, and then probably M Dragon, who I think started in like probably like '07 or some shit. Who has never
Dragon's funny,
M
man.
Dragon never took no break. He just been fucking slugging it out since day one of this shit.
Dragon always makes me laugh. Looking at his logs of old battles. My guy.
He's so shiced.
My guy.
He's a
Is
legend.
Lucha real?
And always ready
He's
to
staring
talk
down
that
this shield,
shit
dude.
too. He's tough.
Chat, I might be playing Smoke on World Cup. We'll see. I'll decide this week.
Guys, press 1 if you want to see Joe compete.
Press 2 if you want to see Blunder compete as well. Don't you also have a decision to make?
I'll probably be like, guys, something really busy.
Lay it on me. Wait. Lay it on me.
Something really.
Pretend I'm Obi and ABR.
No,
Hey,
guys.
Blunder, we're looking so forward to you playing with us.
Guys, something happened. Something crazy happened, guys. I just can't this year.
I
just can't.
You didn't even give a reason.
I
Just
don't
said
want to talk about personal issues, guys. Show the house.
sombrero hat large.
Let me go back home right quick.
Wait, what?
I'm about to
Who
be
just
like,
gave me a sombrero
just say
hat?
my goldfish died, and it's been a hard moment for me.
My goldfish died.
No, never. Mons is high-key extremely washed right now, except for Champions. If Champions is shice, the last thing I want to do is load up that SV.
That's why I'm like I really love playing Uber. Ace, I appreciate you. Assuming the leaks are 100% real, which megas are you both excited for? Dude, I want Scully.
Well, all those megas are.
Gully.
I mean, all those megas are real, but I want.
Wait, where's the sombrero?
I want Mega.
Oh, thank you.
Mega Darkrai.
It just says it has this ability. Are these all mine?
5x hidden ability Mons, huh?
I have a sombrero now. I'm
Damn.
gonna put that shit on. Don't put that shit on.
Something came up. Turns out, not particularly available that day. Type shit.
That's my thing too. Like if I do play, I'm gonna work hard and actually like want to win, and I don't want it to like get in the way. So that's why I said let me play the tier a little bit.
No, the best tournaments of all time. I'm gonna tell you right now. Were the 2 Smogon tours and the SPL, because the timing does not involve the summer by any means for playing Pokemon.
Literally.
And the summer
that's why
should not be used to play in Pokemon tournaments.
Get that whole guy on him. No, 100%.
Every other month should be used for Pokemon 100%. tournaments.
I'm trying to do shit in the
I
summer.
used to literally play the tournaments back in the day from September to November, and then from January to June, and then no tournament from June to September. That's the way it's supposed to go.
That's where you play with your boys, play Mon, go outside.
You watch other people play, you're like, damn, this guy is buns. I'm not playing, though.
I'm not playing in the summer. No, that's my thing. What is this? Cinnamon
Would
roll
you eat a year
backpack. Let's
ban
go.
if you had to play Gen 8 for SPL on some Megan shit? Bro, I would definitely not eat the ban. I would just play.
Aquatic
I
Sap.
still
How do
like
put this stuff
playing.
on?
I only get a few games a year because I don't really like playing week after week. But like, I still enjoy all these tournaments. Like, I will play SPL again and shit like that.
My bracho.
I definitely still like playing. It's just in the summer, it's a big commitment, and like the idea of enjoying your summer by like stressing over a team and shit is like the last thing I wanna.
Bro, you remember the year I got married? I came back from my honeymoon 2 weeks. I played 1 game for World Cup. I won it, and then I signed off after. It's like, you guys got the rest.
Nah, that's
Do your thing. That's literally what I did.
You don't want to do that. Do I think Skull should be banned? Hell nah. Skull was maybe cheap back in the day, like Gen 5, Gen 6, but Skull's not busted. Don't trip.
That Dragapult looked beautiful, by the way.
Why
So you
compete
gotta
when
do what you gotta
Cancun is
do.
just up the road? Nah, dead ass. These tournaments take a really long time. World Cup is a pretty quick tournament though. It's like 3 to 7 weeks.
Yeah. You can lose. You only get 3 games in the beginning, and then it's one every week, which isn't bad. But it's just the timing of it is really bad too. Like a lot of trips and a lot of stuff happened in the summer.
Yeah. You know what I mean? What do you think about
That's what I had here.
stalled Mega Emboar destroying Vaporeon now? Now that is a true genius take. You're right. Scald Mega Emboar destroys Vaporeon now.
You're right with Mold
Great,
Breaker.
and
Oh my god.
you know I really like the verb you use, destroyed. It definitely is doing that. It is.
I'd use that in a title. Oh my god, these mods look
Mega
sick.
Emboar finally destroys Vaporeon with Scald.
These are sick.
I'm excited.
Do you think Battle Stadium would be better as 5v5 than 3v3? I think at that point there's no point in not doing 6v6.
5v5 instead of 6v6 is extremely funny. I would become the main of that generation. I mean, that game in 1 second.
I would literally, if there was a ladder for it, I'd 100% play. There's no difference. It's like it's like having a lead mon and sacking it. It's like having a feature mon. I just won't put it.
No, it's the same shit. You can play with 5.
Yeah.
I literally have laddered with 5 before as a test. You can play with 5. There's no difference between 5
I do it
and
every
6.
video.
There's literally no difference between 5 and 6.
Offensive, physical, electric water, or special electric water. I mean, Rotom is amazing, right? If it has voltage and stuff. I think special is really nasty. Bring Sage bench 1, literally.
Guys, stop rage baiting with talking about Emboar beating Mons where that it doesn't beat. This shit's... Yeah, we can Scald Burn Toxicroak. Let's go! Joe, are you ready? To Scald Burn that shit.
Even in the anime, they did 66. Why wouldn't they just add it? It just takes a lot. This is a really cool Miltank. Pocopia. Emboar Hard Walls, Ogerpon Wellspring. You can Scald Burn Ogerpon Wellspring. Did you think about that, Blunder? Did you think about that? Have you tried to Scald? Why is this murdering me?
Somebody did bring that up in the chat the other day that you can Scald.
That was me under an
alt. Oh, I was like, damn, that's really smart. I'm gonna get right to that tech, guys.
I say under an alt, and then I give it some validation on their Pokeaim.
Oh, you're a genius, man.
It's like the people who thumbs up their comment the second they leave one. Joey, if Mega Scissor doesn't get Roost back, do you think Mega Life Spot will be better, assuming it has Tough Claws and widespread better coverage? Or we have a good niche over the Gotapod? Bullet Punch is really good, but like having in your scenario Tough Claws, Bulk Up, Leech Life, Sucker Punch, Aqua Jet, plus Spikes, plus U-Turn, I feel like there's a good chance I'd rather use Gully, especially because they gutted a lot of the mystical fire from the fairies. Now, who knows if they end up coming back, but I think that... You good? You right? Oh, God.
Go to the overworld, guys. What the fuck is End?
Yeah. And Gully has Pain Split, too. Last mic continues to make me dizzy, queasy, but glad folks are enjoying it. Hey, do your thing, Snake. I'm sorry to hear that.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck are these guys?
Have a great night, my friend. We just need 6 assistant private battles and we're good for Wi-Fi battles and draft. Absolutely.
I don't want to smoke with him. Let me just...
No. What do you think about that, Blunder?
What?
They were saying, do you think Mega Goliath, about assuming he gets Tough Claws, will it put Scizor out of a job because Scizor doesn't get Roost? Scizor obviously has Defog and Bullet Punch. Mega Goliath would have Tough Claws, Aqua Jet, and Sucker Punch plus Leech Life. It also has Pain Split as well. Mm-hmm. I was saying, and has Spikes and a slower U-turn. I low-key think, and better stats. I low-key think Gully might just be better as the pivot to getting your Mon.
Yeah.
Or as even a setup, like maybe fast SD Scizor for like Heatran and stuff. But like that's the only thing I would use it
Pod's
over.
Mad bulky and has Sucker Punch too, so
yeah,
it can
Leech,
yeah,
Aqua Jet, Pain Split too.
It can figure its shit out easier. Scizor without Roost is pretty bad, honestly.
I think so. We used to use Scizor as every feature as a Mon to get in every Mon we're trying to feature back in the day because Scizor was just to go to that. Because all you have to do is U-turn out into the Mon and head Roost to bring it back. You can't Roost and bring it back. You're kind of limited on it. Plus, like, I could use Mega Goliath Spot and a Banded Scizor if I want to, and I'm stronger than...
Oh, I didn't mean to hit this shit. Scizor, in theory, should be, like, a big deal, guys. Because it beats Metagross and Zam and all these other shits. But if there's no
And Gully
roost,
could do that too, though. Is
yeah,
the
if
thing.
there's no roost, it's not going to be capable of doing it. Also, yeah, Pod actually walls those two better than Thingy.
Happy Birthday speaks. It does, and it can leech life them while killing them too. So like it gets recovery. Happy Birthday, Speak Off. I hope you enjoyed it, buddy.
What the fuck? I didn't mean to throw all these. Oh, fucking buffoon.
I'm looking for more new Pokemon. I can't believe it.
That Cacturne was trying to beat my ass, weirdo.
Mega Tatsugiri doing anything possibly. So the Mega Tatsugiri in Legends ZAOU that had Drizzle was actually really good with the Rapid Spin Nasty Plot and just firing off pumps.
Which one?
But
Tatsugiri?
I think the big thing about that mon is it's gonna be its interaction with Dondozo, right? Like you swallow it as Tatsugiri and then it Mega Evolves after. What if it's allowed to get out of Dondozo after and just give it a boost?
I was in the pre-champions OU letter yesterday and everybody was spamming that shit.
Mega Tatsu or just Dozo Tatsu?
Dozo Tatsu.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean,
No tears as well, so you can't resist a lot. Obviously that hurts this, but you're not like playing him right on meta or anything right now.
shit's super annoying.
Would you play a Smash Bros. Style game with Pokemon characters? That would be enticing. Yeah. Yeah. They had a few of them.
Bro, okay.
I think Gully having spikes is so big. That mon's a goat. Staring at the Humble Glass Pod, do lots of damage to the Chud, Mega Shittergross, and healing back the damage. Hey, Mega Metagross is way stronger.
They should have made Mega Espeon. Don't they know I like Espeon and Glaceon?
I wouldn't mind like more evolutions.
Yeah, when's
Do you
that?
think Champions is gonna ever give us like new mons for the like they come out in the game before? Like, you know how like the Pokemon movies. Take the first one for instance. You saw
Yeah.
Donphan,
Yeah.
even though Donphan wasn't in the game. What if Champions gave us like a Gen 10 mon, or you saw Blaziken in the end of Gold and Silver before
Sure.
Ash went to Hoenn? What if Champions gave us a new mon from Gen 10 or whatever before it was even Winds and Waves out? I think that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Just like how there's precedent for this because Pokemon Go had Melton and Melmetal.
That doesn't seem like
Literally.
a far-fetched idea, honestly. I think that's very possible.
I think that'd be really cool. That get people back into the game. I mean, not that I don't think people will leave the game, but
I was
I
talking,
wouldn't-
I was
I wouldn't
talking
hate
about
that.
it yesterday, but I think what's going to happen for Champions is that a lot of people who one time played Pokemon competitively on Pokemon Showdown will maybe return because they might hear about this and be like, oh, is battling real now? And like,
I think that's. I mean, I agree with you because I literally got 100 comments that said I have not played battling in
Yeah.
this, and I'm gonna come back for Champions.
yeah,
I literally got
'cause,
100 comments.
a lot
Like-
of people have fond memories of playing Showdown for Generation 6 and Generation 7. And then a lot of them left after those two generations because it was like, okay, it's the same shit every time. Like, I got my fill, move on to whatever else. But battling was always like a niche thing. Like, it was Pokemon Showdown. It wasn't quote unquote real. But now, if it's this accessible and real, I know a lot of people are probably going to spin back.
Literally me. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I don't see a reason not to. I mean, I'm super excited just to play.
Me as well.
I also don't have home, so I might try and play with as much in-game. Honestly, the one Pokemon, thank you so much, Ace, for the don't know. The one Pokemon should be added way before Gen 10 is Stereo Rotom has confirmed typing in the same design philosophy as the forms. Agree with you completely.
Yeah,
Stereo
they said that
Rotom
shit
being
is
a normal electric is
normal
cool.
electric,
too.
right? That's confirmed.
Yeah. It's in Pokopia. Marlene has it, and I have it too. It literally says in the dex normal electric, like as it's typing. It has a regular dex in the game, so
Oh, nice.
Pokopia is a great game.
I'll be back in a second. I got to fill my water
How
bottle.
long term? Yeah, no worries. How long term do you think Pokemon Champions will be popular for? Well, the thing is, Pokemon Champions themselves hope to be the playground for competitive VGC for the entirety of VGC. That's what they want. Literally, the creator said, even if there's 10,000 Pokemon, we want to be able to do this. We're going to be balancing. We're going to be doing this. They'll be doing metas all the time, too, which would be interesting. As long as it takes to sap your wallet. I think you can definitely play the game and get things done for free, as well as you transfer some Pokemon over and just play through most of it. Format in Gen 8 just didn't click like Gen 7. I think that was a lot for a lot of people, Dave. A lot of people actually left singles and started playing VGC during Gen 8 and Gen 9 because they just didn't like the meta. I love Gen 9 a lot. I liked Gen 8 lower. I think Gen 8 lower tiers were perfect. I think Gen 8 OU was whatever. I really did not like Gen 8 OU. But I think Gen 8 lower tiers were incredible. Champions at home going to be draft league. Literally, I'm gonna try. Did they confirm the limit of Pokemon you can use on champions? Just the not like the limit, but like the boxes and stuff you could have with it. Like at first, just only 30 mons, and then you can get more. I'll probably end up buying the starter pack and stuff like that. Are you playing with one hand? No, I mean I'm using WASD and just walking around. Yeah, I am playing with one hand. Yeah, and just the mouse occasionally. I'm just trying to catch Pokemon I don't have. Oh, speaking of Pokemon Go, that's probably where I'm gonna transfer a lot of my mons. I'm gonna ask Marlene if I could borrow hers and put some of the mons she catches and put them in this, because it doesn't matter how the fucking IVs or the mon are, right? What up, Victory? Because they're all gonna be maxed out anyway in that. And then just being able to, all I need is a base Pokemon that's real, that's legit, which is stuff we've caught. How will Smogon react to Champions metagame? Like we're gonna need a new ladder? Yeah. Excuse me, they're gonna be a Champions OU side meta and stuff like that. I was telling them, like, you guys need to take this seriously. This is like the future of competitive Pokemon. Like, I'm so like, I said this straight up. I hope this is taken like super seriously. This is the future of competitive Pokemon. Like, if generations and everything's gonna be on this and all mechanics and stuff are gonna actually be it. Like, why are we playing like Sword and Scarlet and Violet for like the 5th year or whatever, versus or another year of it before we do that? What up, bro?
Why is the fucking battle music still on so loud? Let me turn on some.
Or else we'll finally get Power Gem. I hope so.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me turn on some chill vibes.
I wonder if Pokemon Go mons can be evolved in Champions instead of evolving in the Pokemon Go. Well, they don't have the baby pre-evolutions in Champions except for Pikachu, so I don't know about that. That's what I think so too. I literally think the same thing. I think Champions should be the main ladder eventually as well, right? Like we can have SV, but Champions should at least be right under it. It shouldn't be considered a pet mod. If this is literally going to be the future of competitive Pokemon, and it's going to have a rotating like decks and things like that too, it deserves its own council and something that's actually being played multiple times and like something that's actually being represented. Do you think they'll crack down on General Mons and Champions? Someone wonder traded me a Hack Chomp and Sword and Shield. That's not your fault. I think you'll be okay. Do you think gems will ever make a return with Champions? That'd be crazy. Gems are bad. Wait, they don't want to implement a Champions OU? They do, but it's not going to be the main OU. The main OU is still going to be SVOU.
I need that Pokeball. I'm a damn fool. Why did I throw that shit?
You good?
Yeah, I was trying to catch this Pokemon.
What the hell happened to me?
But I overshot my Pokeball.
Do you think there will be more players on phone or Switch? Switch at first, phone later, yeah. I think the phone wave, I'm going to assume the phone stuff is going to happen after Worlds. By the way, I don't think there's gonna be any phone stuff until September, right? Because that's when the new you'll be able to like get points and stuff like that, and they have to set all that shit up.
I agree.
So like, there's not gonna be any champion tournaments, as in like what do they call locals? There's not gonna be any locals for champion points on Pokemon Champions until like September. That's what Jen said. She's a top judge and everything. I trust what she has to say, and that's when I assume phone will be out. So I think that'll be the second run of it, like the second wave of everybody getting into it because now it's phone. So even the people like, you might play Pokemon Showdown because you don't have the game or you don't want to play the game. But now when you have it on your phone, it's different. Are the battles 3v3? 3v3, yeah, most likely. See, the question should be the default that Champions is a new official meta on Showdown. Maybe it's because it's going to be changing so much that they don't want to do it. What do you think, Blunder, about Champions being the official meta of Showdown versus a side meta?
I don't think it's ever going to be the official meta, but it'll probably be like a serious meta, akin to how like
Nat decks. Like, would you refer it more to Nat decks than more than the pet mod that ZA was?
Yeah, I guess that's a fair comparison, but it should even be bigger than or more serious than Nat decks, as it is actually real Pokemon. That is the fundamental difference between this and everything else. This is still real. But the way Simulator 6v6 is structured is each generation has a OU. So it's not like it's just going to be an abandonment of Gen 9 or like be told like, oh, hey, this is no longer the most serious format. It's actually this now. I could see by Gen 10 there being like a difference in the way things are.
I think there'd be a tiering and leadership and all that stuff. I think they have to adapt because if Champions truly is going to be like what we're having forever, I agree with you completely. It needs to be something that is taken seriously. Like, it can't just be some pet mod that's on the bottom that I have to hope to find. It needs to be some shit like, if it says OU, I need to see OU and champions OU, up there.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Showdown is like ran its course overall with this, because like yesterday I was streaming this pre-champions OU ladder, which one person put together and could support 800 people being on at the same time getting battles. So even if this is a fumble by the greater Pokemon Showdown,
side servers will keep it.
Yeah, and I mean, it likely will be a fumble by Pokemon Showdown, as they lack severe intelligence when it comes to growing out their platform or making the right decisions in a timely manner. So I don't really expect much, but I am very excited to play Champions regardless. I have 30 to 80 mons in my game. Start playing, do some local games. I'm even excited.
I think you make a really fair point, by the way. That reminds me of like Pokemon Online and even a Shoddy Battle, whereas Smogon was only one of the things, and then we had Team Uber and we had a whole bunch of other stuff. And then on Pokemon Online, we had obviously Pokemon Online Mexico main server, Uber's Groudon's Grotto, which was like where you had your Smogon tours. So assuming that these side metagames, Pokemon China, assuming that the side metagames or the side channels are run fairly, like you and I used to upload Pokemon Online PO lives, and this was a separate tier than what we were Wi-Fi battling. This was a literal separate tier. We used to Wi-Fi battle and upload PO, and PO was POOU, right? We used to play PO tours and Smogon tours, and they were different tours. They were different tiers as well. So it's Cobblemon. Exclamation for Cobblemon if you want to join. That's a fire hat. But I think you're right. I think it's even if they do end up messing it up, at least some side server or something can give it legitimacy, especially if like we're supporting it or anybody's really supporting it.
That's basically what I was thinking about, because I was like, I don't even think that their site understands what Champions is or has given an effort to like find out and do anything. Because every answer when people are asked on that site, yo, what's gonna happen with Champions is, oh, we don't know, we're waiting for it to come out. So there's a negative game plan there. Like there's no game plan for the drop of this game. So we'll just have to see what happens.
That's wild, considering it's
there's
8 days,
there's
like 9 days from now. Like,
there's definitely no gameplay or understanding of what this is for them.
Guys, just to give you an example, Blunder and I are talking every day about what we want to do, what we're gonna do, like what we're thinking about is gonna be cool during Champions, or how we're gonna like try and create content, or this is what we're doing. I already told you I'm working on a server that is literally gonna be for 66 singles, assuming I can play 66 in custom, that has its own elo, its own ladder system, and everything like that too, with a bot. So that way we actually have shit going on, right? So I'm genuinely surprised that the people in charge who earn from this as well don't know what the hell they're gonna do. Thank you, Go. I appreciate you.
Well, only one person earns from this, so that's why nobody. That's why nobody cares and nothing changes.
That's probably fair. I want to give a big shout out to Delmise.
Yeah, shouts to Delmise.
The GOAT, like literally the GOAT, who like programmed and did a lot of stuff for. If they're not adding anything more.
Kill this shit.
Like I know Lax has been talking with Delmise on the side server, who just make the decision and do everything. Was it playing with the Discord bot? It's a bot so this is a bot that other Discords use. It's called Team Up bot. I believe it's called leaderboard, where it can create leaderboards and find battles, and you'll be able to use codes and do things like that. That way you'll be able to actually gain, what up, Fi? You'll actually be able to gain ranking and elo from this. So I'm very excited about that, because assuming we're able to do 66, we can actually have a legitimate ladder for it, even if it's not in the game, but this could be one of the biggest Discords,
Yeah.
So
and then we'll Wi-Fi battle you and put it on our channel, ladies and gentlemen. So tap in.
Literally.
We bringing back that shiest Wi-Fi. You know who's a true OG maxer?
King of the Summer.
No, BKC. I saw him posting Wi-Fi battles like 4 years ago, and they like have to connect to like this specific like server to play
servers. Yes, absolutely.
But it's straight up legit Wi-Fi play, and he's like recording his DS, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah,
this is
that's the OG.
This is a true lover of the game. There's no other way to say it.
If you need any more custom, hit me up. I made a matchmaking bot for a 50k Discord server.
Damn.
Oh shoot, yeah. Hit me up on add me on Discord. I'm in Discord. I'm literally working on it this week, but I have to make the Discord look good. Obviously, we have till next week. Obviously, this could all be for nothing, right? And it could be just no 66.
No,
I don't think that's going to be the case.
They're going to have 6v6.
Even if
Why-
there's a 20-minute timer, I'll be able to do it. I doubt. Yeah, I agree
because
that they're gonna
it's
have.
not,
I think
it's not an official format. So like, why do they care what people do in a private lobby?
Joey
is what
Pokemon
is what
Cast.
I think.
No, I agree.
And it
I
would
mean,
also-
but
it would
remember,
also,
I don't know you. For Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and for Sword and Shield, it was a 20-minute timer. Scarlet and Violet was a 20-minute timer until they
it's
changed
definitely
it with
gonna
an update.
it's definitely
right?
gonna have a
until they
timer.
changed it with that update. We didn't get that update until like 8 months into Scarlet and Violet. I think
And then
maybe
what is-
less, probably
what
like
is-
4 or 5 months. 5 months
what
into
is the
Scarlet and Violet.
update? It's 60 minutes instead of 20.
So the update made it that we can actually create the private games and
Okay.
actually put our own timer up to 60 minutes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it'll probably be the same thing.
They mentioned singles in gameplay, but that's mentioning 3v3 singles because that's really, really popular in Japan.
I really doubt that you couldn't be able to set up a private game with your friend and send out 6 guys, since that is like the stock.
I agree.
That's like the stock experience playing Pokemon.
I'm a TPA, by the way. I want to show you something.
Because like, what about a noob that just wants to battle his friend and doesn't want to go through the sweaty as fuck
Bro,
official formats?
my favorite time online, besides Gen 4 and Gen 5 Wi-Fi battles, was literally Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee Wi-Fi battles because all I had to do was type Pikachu, Pikachu, Pikachu.
You can't not
and I could find 6v6 battles. You could probably still find them to this day. I get comments on those videos to this day. Like, yo, I'm still finding battles.
There's no way
Like-
they're not gonna give people the opportunity to like play their friend with both of your like in-game teams. Like, that's what I think at least. Because not everybody
That's what I'm hoping for,
who
too.
hops on Champions is here to fucking become a pro like MLG sweaty guy. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody
Yep.
wants to just play Nintendo's format or even 6v6 as a format either. Sometimes people just want to play their friend.
I mean, that was the whole thing
And
where
troll,
I bring back the timer. Or the
you know?
two campaigns, 3 campaigns that I ran with people was literally like, just let us play Pokemon the way we want. That's all we want.
Yeah, but
That's all I ever wanted. I think they're going to do that because it literally, Champion's logo is literally play the game.
But Nintendo's famous for not allowing players to play their games the way that the player wants.
But they literally said the
the
Champion's literal logo on the trailer is battle the way you want
Unfortunately,
to. So I have
that's
to believe
that's never been
and
Nintendo's
I know they know
MO.
me.
No.
And I know they know you.
No, Nintendo's MO is you're going to play this shit the way that we find appropriate. Otherwise, everyone dies. And that's they've been holding Smash tournaments.
Okay, see
for
that
years
last
and shit
part?
like
He's
that.
joking, but he's not.
No, I'm telling you, like, that's the same shit that happened with like the Smash tournaments back in the day, where they would like always call ahead of time and like try to get that shit taken down. You're not allowed to play their game the way they don't want it to be played, and if you do that, then it's like a big deal. But I don't think they actually give a fuck about 6v6.
Dude, I miss
in the sense that they would block it out of the game. I don't think they see it as some bad thing. They just don't care, which is more than fine. But I don't think that they'll like, actively take that away. At least that's my feeling. I can tell you, I haven't played it in game in a long time.
Well, they did take it away for a long time, but they brought it back. And like I will say that they brought it back because
they took
people in the VGC
yeah.
community did help me get in contact with them. Like legitimately get in contact with them. People even told me, hey, they saw this. So
Yeah, because it's
like
it is
I never said that in like an actual, in a video, but they did see it.
Nah, they're definitely weird, Nintendo. Nintendo's definitely weird, and I don't support. Let's see.
I mean, I'm super excited for Champions. I just want to fucking talk about the Mons and all their abilities and stuff. The theory moning and battling are fucking like neck and neck for me. The best times, these are the 3 best times for Pokemon for me. A new gen drop before a new gen drops in their leaks that are credible, and we get trailers, so you could just talk in Theorymon and talk about updates and shit like that. And I think with Champions is going to be super exciting because for the first time in our lives, we're probably going to get patch notes for a fucking Pokemon game that's not Pokemon Unite. Right? We're probably going to actually get patch notes because they're caring about competitive. You know how hype patch notes are going to be? You know the only reason we know all the shit we know is because they're data miners going through and copying it and putting it down, and then Cerebi is listing it on his site. That's the only reason we know things we do. The only reason we know that Transistor went from 1.5 to 1.3 because someone in Smogon forums went and clicked Thunderbolt 70 times versus the same Pokemon to see the damage and check the damage calc. Like, that's the only reason we know this shit. So to actually get a game where we're most likely going to get patch notes because they're going to be doing updates every few months or whenever they're going to be doing them, because meta's going to be changing everything, is so sick. Anyway, the second time Pokemon's most fun is the beginning of the generation, where you can just do whatever the fuck you want, use their broken metagame, and do everything. And the third time Pokemon's most fun is when you play with your friends. Those are the 3 most fun times for Pokemon. Period.
Shouts to Pokemon one time. Definitely my favorite game.
I love Mons. Blunder's favorite game. You gonna tweet out that Pokemon Showdown to respond to somebody at some point? This Mew is wild.
What do you mean tweet out Pokemon Showdown?
You be saying the best game of all time. I think you've done it like 3 times.
Yeah, I bait a lot. I bait a lot with that.
That's the best thing to do.
Now, one of my best troll posts is this guy posted like this huge rant in all caps. And he's like, I'm tired of bad Pokemon games. Give me a game with no story and just battling, just like Pokemon Showdown. And then a bunch of other shit. And I just quote tweeted the post with the Pokemon Showdown logo. And that shit got like 20,000 likes. And he literally wrote in his post, give me a game like Pokemon Showdown. But I still trolled and I just responded with the Showdown logo. Because I'm like, bro, just fucking play Showdown if you care that much. But that guy gets the joke's on me because he finally got what he wanted with Champions.
Dude, I remember being so hype when Champions was like announced. I'm still hype. I'm still hype as hell. No, I just want stuff, man.
Gonna be
Shiny Lotties look so. Shiny Lotties actually look really good here.
I can't wait to challenge Lax on 6v6 and then watch him get mad when my Cerulege's Focus Sash activates. And I go for Sharpness boosted Bitter Blade and Shadow Claw. And I 6-0 that ass.
I can't wait to battle you, and I paid to win to get the Super Focus Sash, so it activates 6 times in a row.
Nah, G, I'm bringing Minimized Blissey.
You think that matters? I'm going for Stomp. You don't even know it doubles in power and always lands.
Nah, Stomp is OD. We're playing a Gen 1 game.
I'll use Heavy Slam or Heat Crash then. Fuck you.
Stomp is actually too funny. So what, Heat Crash?
That's gonna be the fun part too. I'm definitely gonna bullshit on the BSS ladder with the most broken stuff, and I'm gonna do that in VGC, and I'm gonna do that in 6v6, and I'm gonna play real 6v6. Look at the za. Where? Let me TP to you. I want to show you something.
I gotta catch this shit. I need this shit from my decks. Joey, when he pays for the no guard on all his mons for $29.99, sometimes you gotta make that play, G.
Look, man, if Mons is gonna be pay to win, I'm gonna win. Look, Mons has always been paid. Anybody who plays VGC is pay to win, because y'all be paying so much for your flights, for your hotel. You don't always win though. I think sometimes I don't follow through on that part. Sometimes it's pay to lose. Mons is pay to lose most of the time.
Nah, don't worry, chat. I've paid to win some Smogon tournaments, paid with these fucking blood, sweat, and tears.
I've had people try to pay me to win in Smogon tournaments, but we don't let them.
Yeah, actually, when I won SPL, I got $100 as a prize. So, cha-ching, bitch. I've definitely been on more than a few money tours, which is always kind of fun.
I wish we won that tour, me, you, and Poek.
That was a big-ass prize. That was a tough one. Yeah.
Styles was good, buddy.
I want
to potentially getting past Gnosis concept I can't even comprehend. So used to change it every gen. I'm saying, fam. I mean, Champions will be data mineable because it's going to be on the Switch 1 as well as Switch 2. So I'm not too worried about like at least the initial. So we'll actually load everything immediately and home and everything. But I just want to see some mega pop up, bro. And it's like the stupidest ability of all time that I'm so excited for. Like Hydreigon can hit 3 attacks or something like that.
They need to do some shit like that. Well, yeah, the best case scenario is that they repurpose old mons that we haven't seen shine in a while. I would really like that. Because there are definitely some mons that are just extremely bad and should get remade. Not even like a new form or a new Pokemon like that. It's just one move, one like other ability. There's a lot of Pokemon with just 2 abilities that could get a 3rd, you know?
True. No, there's some mons that definitely deserve more. I think a lot of repurposing old mons is definitely what they will most likely be doing, right? And I assume they're also going to tone down mons that are like rank 1 for a long time. Like if Dragonite, for instance, is rank 1 forever, maybe they'll lower its defense by 5, you know? Like they did that shit with Cresselia after VGC.
It will be pretty crazy though.
Well, they probably can't do it with Dragonite because Dragonite's 600 BST. So Dragonite might be... The pseudo legendaries might be the mons that actually stay
like
there.
The way they're gonna balance is by removing Pokemon or removing moves more than actually. Like I feel like changing stats is so ridiculous. Because then what?
I think buffing stats. I think buffing stats is a good thing though.
I don't know, because it's like I don't know. Then everything changes on like every Pokemon database the way it's been consistently for so many years.
Well, I mean, take Scolipede for instance. It had 90 base attack in Generation 5, and then afterwards it got 100.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not huge. Very few Pokemon that do get BST changes. It's very few.
Clefable got one. Clefable got one, which is what made it even more broken.
But this, like, I'm telling you, there's not that many. It's always a huge deal when it happens too. Like Doug Trio getting a +20 attack boost. Yeah. Stuff like that. So, I don't know. It seems pretty far-fetched to me that they're just gonna change every Pokemon's different stats, which they're like so known for having. Like, I think it'll just be like a very few. At least in the context of when they said they're gonna do balancing. I just assume the balancing is, oh, this mon's cheap. All right, guys, this mon's being removed for the next regulation or season.
Maybe. I mean, like if you look at Pokemon Worlds,
like,
right?
they
The reason
nerfed,
Aerolate and like Kangaskhan's ability and all that stuff got nerfed is because every single team in top 8 was Mega Kangaskhan, Mega Salamence. So they decided they toned down every single ability, every single one, right? Or same thing with the Tapus, right? They went from 1.5 to 1.3. They toned them down because they were so good. Like it's not like they can't do or they haven't done those big changes. We're just not.
But
they
again,
just seem a little farther apart because they're 3 years apart now. Now they don't have to be.
Yeah, but still, I feel like if a Pokemon has existed for so many generations with the same BST, that I don't know, it just seems far-fetched that it would be more than just like a handful, like maybe like 3 to 5.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna happen all the time. By the way, I think it's just gonna be like based on certain tournaments, based on how like usage might be. I don't think it's gonna be every single time either. I think it could be movesets that could just remove the Pokemon from rotation, like you said too.
Who knows? This is a truly unprecedented thing. Maybe they will just start changing BSTs and whatnot, because
yeah, like I mean, they buffed a bunch of Gen 1 mons, right? Nidoking went up to more attack in Gen 6 for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Thank you, Styles.
Yeah.
For no reason, by the way. Give it more special attack. Like, what are they doing?
A lot of guys have been blessed. I think, am I wrong? Did Zam get a boost in any generation? It did, right?
Yep, it did.
Yeah.
Zam got a big boost, bro.
Yeah. Well, what boosted? I just know Zam's BST.
That boy was that boy was under 500 BST.
Really? So, do you know what stat changed? Defense?
I don't think it was defense. I thought it was. Wasn't it speed? Special defense went from 85 to 95.
Yeah. See, like they be doing random shit like that. Cause I knew we had seen Zam get something. Cause I remember I was like, why the fuck did they give Zam something? Okay, yeah, 10 Spit F instead of Fizz Def.
Pelly got a big boost too.
What did Pelipper get?
Was it defense?
I want to say it was defense.
And that shit actually mattered too.
That Pelipper's typing is goated.
Oh, it's special attack actually went from 85 to 95. No, that's big. That's fucking big.
Yeah.
That was actually huge.
That was a big one.
Those 95 base power Hurricanes shit are big.
Maybe they'll redistribute
Let me look this
all
up.
the Gen 3
What
mixed
Pokemon
attacking
got
shitmons.
stat
Oh,
buff?
you mean the Hoenn special?
Corsola got plus 10 HP and defenses. Ooh. Masquerain got plus 20 special attack and speed. Raichu speed increase, I remember that. Mantine got more HP. Cool. Yeah, Pidgeot went up too. Mega Absol gets... Z gets stalled. Would it really benefit from what reaction? It would not get stalled. The monster's just going to be ass. It's not going to be used.
I know what you're saying.
Wasn't Pelipper UU before the buffer? Are you talking about Drizzle Pelipper?
That's what I mean.
Drizzle Pelipper was not there. That boy would be lucky to get a U after his name. That dude was never used, literally never, to the highest.
Well, that should definitely had no motion.
I will say though, in Rambats, that one Pelipper, that Protect Pelipper, was crazy. I'm okay, baby. Thank you. That Protect Pelipper was insane. I am hyped for DJ Rotom. I hope it exists. I truly hope it exists.
Come on, I need to catch this Medicham.
Look at this shiny Magikarp. This shit fire. You got the golden Magikarp. It evolved right in front of me. Oh, it didn't evolve. Oh, it did evolve. I love shiny Gyarados. You know what mons I really want to get buffed, dude? And I feel like it's like they kind of deserve it. You know the mons that have like no evolutions, no
yeah,
they're just solo. Like I want Zangu. Like I want Zango's got Toxic Boost, which is amazing, right? And it's actually you can do a lot with that shit.
Oh, sorry, bro. You wanted them to revamp Tauros? The best we can do is give you 4 new Tauroses instead.
Hey, I'm okay with that shit though. Tauros is already fine anyway.
That's the way they be.
I think
they be doing shit.
I think the thing is like, I just want Zangoose and Seviper mons like that to kind of stand out. Like instead of obviously Delibird being good, we got Iron Delibird, which I think was pretty cool.
Yeah, Paradox is a cool way to pay homage to some mons. Good thing they made another Broken Salamence.
Yeah, we need them all. Blunder, accept my TPA. I want to show you my mons.
It doesn't count, but please buff Delcatty, bro. I'm begging. All right.
Yo,
yeah.
they did buff it. They made its ability actually do. Some people didn't know this. Normalized didn't used to give you a 0.2 attack boost on those attacks too, but now it does. And people were trying to say, why'd you put normalized in the Dragonized calc? It doesn't get boosted. Do some research, guys.
Tough ass fit, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
Low
Wait,
key.
where am I wearing right now?
Como Ace.
Oh, I put my fucking sombrero on. Nice. I didn't. Wait, nobody told me I had it on. Okay, I want to show you this one. How do I show it out? Damn it. He just yoinked that shit too.
I stole it. I'm running low.
Look at my gator.
Damn.
That's my gator, bro.
This guy's colorway is OD.
My boy looks straight up out of the Prince of Egypt.
He looks crazy. This Shogun ass for alligator.
This gator looks sick. Dude, this is what I wanted in Champions, bro. Bro, give me the ability to customize my mon. I want an eye patch on my gator.
Nah, dead ass though. The fact that we can't give them custom fits is pretty damn annoying to me. I was really looking forward to the potential to do that.
And it doesn't have to be like, obviously I understand why you can't let us super customize it because it's a Pokemon game and people will do bullshit. But like Pokemon Unite, you can buy skins and play with them. All they gotta do is do the skins like Pokemon Unite does. You buy them and then your mon can have it. And they have a whole animation made for it.
You got some cool ones. What is that, Shiny Mew?
That's this person's, yeah.
Shout out to
Shiny Mew.
7. Nah, Mew is so shy.
It's Shiny Mew with like glasses on.
Nah, what?
That boy got some glass. That boy can't see. That boy blind.
That Mew is so tough. Chat.
That Mew is fire.
Nah, Chad, I'm trying to catch this Mew low key. Nah, shit's too fire. I'm trying to steal. Nah, I'm trying to steal. Nah, that's actually so sick. He flexed.
That's what I'm saying. Give them cool hats like Pokemon Go. Give them like a little like boost over them.
Rage Gyarados.
Why can't we do marks on Showdown like when you get them on out? Yeah. You know that on Pokemon Online, you used to actually, the Pokeballs would change. Like based on what you caught them on.
That Meditite don't aura farm near me.
Pokemon Online used to actually have the Pokeballs be different for the Mons. Because like if you could only get a Landers and a Dream Ball, it'd be in a Dream Ball, and that let you know that Landers had whatever ability. Pokemon Showdown doesn't care as much about legality of some things. It does have some illegal combinations on Mons. It just lets it happen.
Yeah, there's some.
I heard it's really good,
do, though. Like you can't like shiny and stuff like that.
I do like you can get shinies on Rain Bats. Oh yeah, dude! Pokemon Champions, you could hunt for shinies on your recruit Mons, which is pretty crazy. Because you know the recruit thing happens. It showed like in the thing with like the silhouettes of the Mons, and then you recruit them daily. Mm-hmm. It says you can literally hunt for shinies for them. Like it said there are some of them are alternate colors. So I think that's actually pretty cool.
Oh, that is dope.
That's good for the people that are not going to play competitive but want to just get the shinies or want to play the shinies with competitive.
Oswald accepted a trade. I can't really offer you anything shice though, my boy.
They might just get you don't have to offer anything in the trade. You can just click confirm.
Nah, bro, give me the fucking Chi-Yu. Nah, thank you, goat.
Do you think the success of Pokopia?
Nah, my dex is so
Nintendo will make an attempt at Cobblemon or
really
Pal World type experience? Maybe. Pokopia is awesome. Like I literally have it for myself, and Marlene has it too.
Everybody fucks with Pokopia.
I think it'll be Blackbeard Tornado. Dude, I love this for alligator.
Damn, crazy moves on this. This set is truly genius. Shout out to Oswald 7. Giving me the goods.
The GOAT.
Nah, hold on. The shiny Bulu and the shiny Coco and the shiny Feeny. Nah, the shiny Tapu colorways are too good, bro.
Dark? No, they look. Wait.
Shiny Lele is also black.
Dude, colorway. Those shinies. Dude, these shinies are some of the coolest shinies. Yeah, I think the black shinies are so cool,
they're
bro.
So
Mexican Pasta, thanks so much for the
Dude,
prime.
the OG of that shit is Zard, bro. Who had
Zard. Well, Zard had a purplish. It was more purplish than black, and then it became more black.
Wait,
either
what?
way, it was goated.
When the fuck was Zard purple?
You never saw purple Zard? I'll show you.
Nah, I didn't know that guy was purple before. What was that?
It was a purplish shade, and then it became more black.
I see. You know,
in Gen 2.
You know what shiny I really liked? Zard X is shiny. It's like green
Yes.
and blue.
It's actually one of the decent green ones.
Yeah, it is. Some green ones are very, very off-putting. But Zard
Look at
X
that.
shiny is such a nice, like, turquoise shit. Alright, let me see what you sent.
Gen 2.
Oh, wow. Nah, it does look purple. Wait, purple Zard looks really cool.
That's what I'm saying. It's tough, bro. I mean, them going black
Zard,
is still
any
fine.
color,
It's
any
my
color
favorite
Zard
shiny
is
of all
hard.
time.
Yeah.
But like,
it's top 5. It's top 5 without a doubt. Nah, look at the shiny Zard. Shiny Zard is like an iconic shiny. Everybody knows.
it's so good.
Everybody knows that shiny.
Wait, this is shiny Zard Y, but as black.
What is regular shiny Zard Y? It's just like the same color, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like darker.
It's just like a little tint. The way Garchomp is the same. Oh, purple Blastoise is an all-time favorite. I love shiny Blastoise being purple with the green shell. That's a great one.
Actually, the goats. I think it's interesting that they removed IVs from champions. I think it's really funny that they had 20 plus years to teach people IVs.
I'm glad they did that
shit did not work.
to remove the barrier of entry that are IVs, because IVs literally are unneeded at this point.
Yeah, they're annoying. The fact that you can't just go out, catch them on, and it be
I get
as
it
good as your mon.
I get it for
sucks.
like the catching Pokemon purists, which I totally like don't fault them at all. Like I get it, but for battling there's no need. They might keep it to the original games, because people do love the idea of getting the perfect mon and the grinding that goes around with it.
I mean, there's mints for abilities. There's nature mints. Or there's ability capsules. There's nature mints, and you can bring down your. I mean, I remember in X and Y when I hatched my 6 IV shiny Talonflame. I gotta find my X and Y. When I hatched that shiny Talonflame, I was fucking hype as shit. It was on my fourth egg too. Where is my X and Y? I might try and find that. Maybe I will put some of my Pokemon in Champions.
Will I pay for shiny mons on Champions? I don't know if I'll pay for shiny mons, but I'm definitely gonna probably pay for more box space and get the starter pack. I'm telling you right now, I got mons to load up.
Well, $5 for it isn't that bad, right? Or it's like $8 or whatever the hell it is.
I think it's like 6. It's very.
I hope it comes with more. I need to see what the battle pass is like. Obviously, for like us who's going to be using it for content, it's worth it. And if you're going to use it and battle with it, it's going to be worth it for what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
And that's also like when the person talked about Pokopia being 70, like you wanted to play it, but 70 is a lot. I agree with you. But it's definitely a game that like felt worth the money. The hours you're getting out of that shit is crazy. The trick room stuff and speed tie stuff is really bad because with all IVs gone, Blunder, Tyranitar or Abomasnow is base 60 speed. Tyranitar is base 61, and with Relaxed Nature, Max IVs, they both have the same speed at low 50. So like it actually messes up a lot of speed tiers and stuff as well.
Yeah.
I've spent hundreds on my Pokemon Unite skins. I'm not gonna lie. My Kramer got a chef hat and shit. Yo, that's a go-to one though. Mexican pasta.
No, they have a good one.
Like, there's a lot of shit that gets messed up with IVs that you have to re-remember. Also, Gyro Ball is so bad, so weak.
Drifting says, I got a Kangaskhan from 2015 sitting in Pokemon Go, ready to finally reach peak form. Now you've deadass been waiting on this, bro.
Yo, you might be right. Hold on, let me load up my Go too. Hold up, I got the same shit.
Shouts to Jimothy in the chat, who said, I think some people are too in the weeds of Pokemon. IVs are incomprehensible to people without 1,000 hours and barely any depth. Yeah, I would agree. It's just an unnecessary barrier that goes into the understanding of the game. And it is confusing. It made sense back in the day because it had an effect on hidden power, but hidden power does not even exist any longer.
And after that, they changed it anyway, so it didn't even matter.
Yeah, they did change this shit. So as time went on, IVs started being more and more pointless until we're at the point we're at now, where they're like, okay, fuck this.
I mean, they're in less than singles, like there are for the slower volt switches and stuff like that for your team. Like that's basically it. But like in VGC, you'll have like your Iron Hands next to your Calyrex Ice Rider, and your Iron Hands will be faster than Ice Rider under Trick Room. That way Iron Hands gets the attack off first, and then it weakens them so the Glacial Lance hits both, so you get the boost. So there's interactions like that do matter. There's certain speed ties that you end up giving up, specifically with like Ursaluna and stuff. That way you're still faster in the tail end, but you know that you're slower under Trick Room, and now you can't really play in a mindset of that. There is depth. There's definitely depth behind it, and there's definitely annoyingness behind it, but it for sure didn't have to be as what it was. Like, I think getting rid of it is overall just a good thing in general. It's going to change the way Pokemon has to be played, but I understand why VGCers in particular are a little annoyed about it.
I do remember back.
Do I think
in the day.
microtransaction in Champions will prevent a bunch of people coming from Showdown to take the Switch? I think the fact that it's on the Switch is also another thing. But when it comes to phone, it might be a different story. It really just depends. I think that one of the bigger things is that your Pokemon Gomons can go into Champions. And that shit's easy, bro. Because I got Pokemon Gomons right here. Marlene be taking my Pokemon Go. I haven't played it since 2016.
You got Shy Spawns on there?
I do. And so does she. She has even more. Like, I'm going to probably just transfer some of hers if she'll let me.
Yeah,
because I don't have to care about the IVs. I don't gotta give a fuck about the IVs, bro. Like all I need is the base mons, right?
You really just need the base.
It's not like EVs matter because they wipe them anyway.
Yeah, when you transfer your mon, because you have to go through their shit to
correct.
EV your
they
guy.
wipe your EVs, and your moves stay as long as they're legal, but moves that are illegal are wiped.
I see. So move pools are what's going to be important, so you don't have to spend extra VP on that. But
yeah, I can't do timid speed boost Kartana anymore, any of that shit.
Yeah, also another big thing, back in the day when I was playing tournament, Rotom Wash, you would sometimes run 30 speed IV. So you go
or 27 or level 49 or whatever, like
or level 99 Slow King G, all that bullshit in Gen 9. But yeah, Rotoms would run 1 speed IV less when they were being spammed in Gen 5 and 6. So you get the slow volt switch on the opponent.
You actually can't do the lower level in VGC anymore. I know back in the day there was like a level 49 like Groudon or some bullshit for the slow trick room, but now you can't do that shit. Now they have to be level 50.
That's so interesting.
Like they have to be 50, yeah. Shout out to Sucker for Jessica. I remember they got disqualified from VGC because their Hydreigon was level 52 instead of like level 64.
Now you're fucking joking. I get banned, noob. That's actually extremely joking.
When are you gonna go to a VGC event again? I'm gonna try my best to go to Indy. Listen, I'm gonna do my best to sign up on Wednesday for Indy, but it's at 7 p.m. It is the first and only of 3 tournaments for Pokemon Champions. One of them being NAIC and the other one being Worlds. So it is there's only 3 Pokemon tournaments for Champions before next year, and everybody and their mom is gonna try and get into that shit. So I might not be able to get into it. If I don't, I'll go next year or later in the season to one.
If Getsis can
I'm
do
not going
it, why not us? Not dead ass. If Getsis can cheat, we should be allowed to.
The thing is here, it's gonna be a lot easier, like I said. Like I'm just gonna fucking pull out with my Pokemon Go mons.
Got banned from using his Golduck because he wrote it had a splash plate when it actually had a Mystic Water. Nah.
Oh, yo, bro, when Suave and I were winning the tournament, bro, it was like 2 a.m. We had the laptops out, and every time I finished, every single time we wrote a set, we double checked that shit, and then we gave it back and double checked it again.
Check that shit, bro.
No,
that's
back and forth. We were not getting disqualified.
That's such a sad way to get DQ'd, and like, I mean, I guess it does make sense. That's not the right item, but fuck,
bro.
Dude.
So day one, I didn't get any hack checks on my mons. Obviously I had nothing to worry about because I'm obviously literally streamed every single Pokemon.
Shit,
but day 2 they stopped me in the middle and I almost got disqualification or game 1 because they took a while with my Switch.
Why? What were they sussed out by?
Oh, I don't know. But I was like, here's the video, by the way, of him getting the stuff. If you guys want to see it.
They're literally all cops. What the fuck is that?
No, they were just checking because they had to. My opponent had in round 2 of day 2. So my second game, actually, I got a round 1, a first battle forfeit for them or from them because their Mons got checked and their Iron Treads got banned. And I was telling you, remember that their Iron Treads got banned because it was hacked. Jeez. And then they couldn't use it versus me. But Iron Treads is really good in the matchup versus me, and I know how to beat the Iron Treads matchup. So the matchup actually got a lot harder because they couldn't bring Treads.
Oh no, that's funny.
Like they were saying, he was saying that he would never bring Ho-Oh into the Miraidon matchup, but because he didn't have Iron Treads, he had to bring Ho-Oh, and he fucking found out how good Ho-Oh is into the Miraidon matchup.
Yeah,
I was like, fuck.
Right? Yeah.
They take your game and they go look it out. They go through your boxes and make sure you got nothing.
No, that's
unfortunately,
that's low-key scary shit. I would be shitting my pants. Even if I know that my shit's legit, they could still be like, nah, sorry, G. We still found something extremely sus. Hold that ban.
No, like, I mean, maybe box 16 had one of my draft mons that someone traded me. No, they're just doing what they're supposed to do. I felt bad because it was like day 2 and my guy had his Iron Treads gone day 2. Like, I feel like
super
I get
sad,
you can't check everybody because there's hundreds of us.
You take the physical trip over there too. It's just, you can't feel good about that shit. Even like beating someone like that, you just feel just bad for them in the end.
I think our team were very similar too. So like the game 3 came down to speed tie. Basically game 2 and game 3 came down to speed ties. I ended up winning the speed tie. And he's the whole reason why I made it, you know, obviously top 8.
Sure. I mean, hey, that's how it goes.
Because I beat him and then I beat the person after and then I beat top 16 and then I beat the guy, whatever. It's like, it was a speed tie away. But I didn't feel bad because if homie could have made it on stream with 5 fucking Pokemon.
Yeah.
They check all your boxes and the 6 you registered. That's why I had 0 Pokemon in my boxes. Absolutely.
God
all my Mons were
damn.
deleted. All of them were gone.
Nah, that shit's just too much stress.
All they would have seen was my draft Annihilaps anyway.
What do you
A
mean,
friend of mine
like,
wasn't allowed to start in tournament because his shiny Nagandel was an Ultra Ball and he can only be in a Pokeball legally. Damn. But I mean, like I said, if you're going to a tournament like that, I don't really care about like if you're doing battles and doing shit like that. But obviously, you know, do your best to follow the rules. He thought it was legal too because he has a friend that he trusted that got it for him. I want to move from singles to VGC so I can attend regions for the first time in my life. I think even if you play singles, you should still try an event at some point.
All right, guys. I'm going to wrap up for the night. Thank you so much for joining this 2-part stream.
I'm going to head off too and watch my wife play Pocopia.
Enjoy Pocopia. Shouts to everybody in the chat. Hope you guys enjoyed the battle breakdown. Hope you guys enjoyed Cobble with my guy Joe. Always a good time. Champions next week. We're hype. We're too
Hop on the server too if you want. !Cobblemon.
Yes, sir. Shouts to everybody who was here today watching. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a comment on this. Let me know if you want to see more battling stuff.